All right, hello everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm gonna take my meds and then we're gonna get right on into it. Today we're gonna be playing Little Misfortune, which is a game also by Killamunday Games, the people that made Fran Bow. So I am excited. They seem to be. Oh. Alrighty. Let's get into it. My cat is having the zoomies right now. She's a little baby having a zoomie. Alrighty. Let me pause the music. Let's get on into it. Turn it up a little bit, maybe. Get my mic a little bit closer to me. Press enter to continue. Input type. Mouse and keyboard. Oh, this is cute. Options. I think everything's okay for now. Now let's do a new game. Oh, it's the heads from Fran Bow. And it's a fox. You can listen to the music. There's a little pinecone person. There's a little pinecone person from the first game, or Fran Bow. I think, if I'm right, this fox's name is Benji. But I guess we'll find out more. I think this game also has voice acting in it, so maybe I won't have as much reading. Be aware.
Welcome to my game. I'll be your host and humble narrator. The rules of this game are simple. Play it until the end, and you'll be rewarded.
Okay. That is the plan.
That was a signal. You don't tell me how to do so. I'm a little late, you know? Hey,
Thank you for the boot.
get some sparkle.
This is Miss Fortune. She's a wonderful child from a not so wonderful family.
Oh, there's a fox.
A little sparkle for you, and a little sparkle for you, and a little bit for me.
Oh, the sad part is, today is the day she will die.
Huh. I can hear you, you know.
Oh, you can?
Mm-hmm. Are you inside my head or something?
She sounds like a baby jester.
Okay, yes.
Alright, I'll call you Mr. Voice. What did you say about me dying today?
Die? No. Nobody said anything about anyone dying today.
Huh? Nobody said nothing?
You know, I have prepared a game for you.
A game? Really? For me?
If you can reach the end of
Why
the
is the
game,
rock so bloody?
I'll give you eternal happiness. Deal?
Oh, the
Eternal happiness? I
Fran
guess I
Bow's
could give
dresses
that
in the
to my
closet.
mommy. Okay, it's a deal.
Wonderful. Fantastic. Ready to play?
Yes.
Your first mission is to leave the house.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
I don't think it's very smart to listen to a voice in your head, but I do it all the time in D&D, so.
secret hiding spot.
Oh, impressive. But
I don't like it when Mommy and Daddy argue too much. And when I come here, I can dream and travel far away.
I see.
This is Babsy, the guardian of the secret spot. You see his eye? He got that from a battle against a monster.
A monster?
Aw.
That sounds scary.
It was. This is my diary. Nobody's allowed to read it. Want to see?
Aww.
I'm so cute.
Did you draw all this?
Uh-huh.
I like to play a lot with my toys. I like to talk to them because it's fun. Hello, diary. At school, I drew, and at home, I was at my hiding spot talking to Bubsy, and I heard it. I saw a fox walking outside my room. He's called Benji, I think. Benjamin, I think.
Benjamin.
Ugh, that fox.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the fox that we saw in the beginning. Hello, diary. My dad lied to me again. Not going out to the park today. I made myself pretty, but he doesn't care. I feel sad. I cried, but told mommy I'm okay. I'm afraid if I tell her I'm sad, she'll be angry. Aww. Sometimes I don't know how to feel. Nobody's teaching me how to feel. I wish in school they'd teach us where feelings come from, but for reals, no fairy tales.
Oh, yikes forever.
Yikes forever. Benjamin. Hello, diary. Is it okay to have feelings for a fox?
The puke of love. That's what it is.
Benjamin the fox came to visit when I was playing outside, and we looked at each other, and my heart felt warm. And like if I wasn't about to vomit, but in the good way, then he ran away because my mommy shouted that dinner was ready. Wait, okay, that was a 9. Oh.
I don't like it when Daddy hits Mommy.
Oh, hello, diary. Is that supposed to be normal? Should I hit people I love? It doesn't feel right. Maybe Dad can't see he's hurting me too when he... I promise I'll never be like my dad. I played today that I took a plane to Japan and saw interesting things. I know about Japan because my friend is Japanese. He likes sushi. Cute. Oh! My Japanese friend speaks Japanese. That's very problematic when we talk. It's hard to understand each other. It's confusing. But I like him. He has a pair of sweet boots and a cowboy hat. His name is Hiro, and he's a ghost. I drew him a picture, but I never gave it to him.
That's Hiro, my Japanese friend. He's a ghost.
Hello, diary. Look, I have glitter from school. It's super shiny, and we use it to make Christmas cards. I think Christmas cards are pretty, but I don't believe Santa is for real.
Glitter. I love my glitter.
If a man could give everyone a gift, why can't he give poor people water and food? Damn, asking the real questions. I saw a TV show with people from other countries having nothing to eat. Anyway, I don't believe Santa's real, but the glitter is amazing. It makes me think that all that makes me sad and angry and can be sprinkled with sparkle to look prettier. That makes me a little less sad. Aww. Hello, diary. I went picking tomatoes with my grandma. It smelled so nice. I saw butterflies, some other insects too. I ate 2 tomatoes and then I was stuffed.
I made a real nice drawing there, you see?
Yes.
I love
Very nice.
tomatoes.
I did the coloring too.
Impressive.
Hello, diary. I was riding my tricycle. We don't have money for the bicycle, and I looked straight in the sun. And I started crying because it hurt my eyes. My mommy said that one should not look directly at it. Damn. Hello, diary. It was fun today because I was at the lake and I saw birds flying and also fish in the water. I felt like warm water came near my bottom. What?
I peed in the lake.
Oh!
It was really warm.
I peed in the lake and it was really warm. Hello, diary. How are you? I'm good too. I have homework to do, but I can't stop thinking about Benjamin. Oh, I found a picture of me when I was younger. Time goes fast. That cake looks at me.
Look at that picture. I was such a baby.
Very cute.
Now I'm such a lady. I'm a
Now
real
I'm
lady.
such a lady.
That's what I am.
A little lady. Halloween costume ideas. Little lady fox. Oh, so cute. She's really good at drawing.
I love my coloring book.
What do you want to do with the coloring book? Take the coloring book with you or leave the coloring book for Bubsy. I'll leave it for Bubsy.
Nah, I'll just leave it here. For Bubsy, you know? The teddy.
Yeah, what if Bubsy
This
gets
is
bored?
Bubsy, the guardian.
sorry.
You see his eye?
A monster?
It was.
I feel like Bubsy might get bored if I take it.
Look, I drew this picture. It's the fox I see outside my window sometimes. I call him Benjamin. He's a really cute fox.
Ugh. I don't care much for foxes.
Well, it doesn't matter what you think, old man. Because he's my Benjamin.
My glitter.
Oh, cute. Click on misfortune to throw glitter. She's just gonna throw glitter everywhere.
Look, I made these paper dolls myself. This is Kimberly and this is Steven. They're on a trip fighting super evils.
Aww, that's cute.
I like to move my body. It's the music that goes on forever.
Aw, she's got little dance. I'm gonna get a blanket really quick. Oh, look at her go, chat. She's got sick ass moves. Oh, it literally is. Okay.
I saw a monster in here once. I showed it the finger and it never came back.
She's so cute. So it looks like I have to like be pretty good about making
Before
sure
you
I
leave,
stand in front of the things
Which
I want to.
toy do you choose to bring with you?
Can't I take them both?
No, you can only choose one. And remember, your choice is much more important than you think.
Okay, I choose...
Stone or the unicorn? The stone looks kind of bloodied. I'm gonna take the unicorn.
I choose my soft and beautiful unicorn.
Perfect. You can never go.
I know, right?
Oops, I didn't. That's the sound that the unicorn makes me think of.
Ah, and so you know, I like to sprinkle sparkle on things so they become fabulous. Shadam! Happiness to everything!
It's really cute, but it would
Hey,
also be
you,
really annoying
On
if
the
it
other side of the screen. Remember I told you she was going to die today? Let's keep that a secret between us, all right?
No, I'll tell her. Little girl, the old man wants you to die. Maybe we shouldn't leave the house.
This is Grandma. She wears a diaper too.
You still wear a diaper?
Nah, that was so last year.
Aw, she's so like fashionista. That's cute.
Mommy likes to collect glasses. I broke a couple once by running too fast.
Did Mommy
Aw.
find out who did it?
No, but I had a piece of glass in my foot for like 5 days.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
please don't fall, don't fall. Damn
Oh,
it, it's all
God.
broken now.
That was a beautiful example of cause and effect.
That's fucked
Please
up. The game
don't
told me
tell
to run.
Don't worry. You can trust me.
Don't
Okay,
trust him.
Thank you.
Don't trust him. Trust me. Trust in me.
Maybe I could try to fix it.
Yeah, let's try to fix it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it.
Oh, this is cool. Interesting. There we go. And this one, and then this one can go up here. There we go. Yeah, spick and span. Mom won't even know.
I did it.
A little worse for wear, but you know.
Mommy said she married Daddy, because she was expecting me. She wanted to have an abortion.
Oh!
But it's illegal and against the law.
That's kind of the same thing.
Yes.
Because it's illegal and it's against the law. Poor baby. Mood. Hold on, I just want to change the color grading a little bit. I think that's a bit better. Oh, I can't use WASD, thank goodness.
Look, that's me. Mommy told me I have to smile even when I'm sad.
Technically, if you smile when you're sad, it causes dopamine in your brains to make dopamine, technically. So, this one. Okay. Just a little.
My daddy's friend was a hunter and killed this moose. His daughter, Erica, she thought his gun was a toy. She said bang bang to her mommy and daddy. Then her parents died, and she was so sad.
That's not something to laugh at. I like that there's little things at the bottom. There's cigarettes and then say cancer. Put it in your pocket. Oh. Okay. Wait, can we look at the... Yeah, the cigarettes say cancer. Cancer. Alright, let's go outside, I guess. Oh, this is a kitchen.
Ugh. It smells like cigarettes in here.
Yeah, that's my mommy. She also likes to drink juice a lot.
Well, are you ready to complete your first mission?
Yes, I am. I'm gonna get that prize.
Yeah, we're gonna get the prize from Mom. What's this?
Oh, dead rabbits again? When will Daddy learn I like them alive?
I guess if he's a hunter, never. Oh.
Mommy, this smells really bad. What is it?
Dead animals. That's what it is.
Yikes forever.
Yikes forever. Wait, I can literally...
Yay! Happiness to the soup!
Can we happy? Yeah, I want a happiness of dead bunny rabbits. Yippee! Happiness to the dead bunnies.
When I grow up, I want to be just like my mommy, a juice drinker.
Oh, no, oh, if only you knew. Glitter mommy. Anything else you can glitter?
That's today.
Oh, it would have been cool if we played this like last week then. Tell mommy you're leaving. Yeah.
I'm going out to play, mommy.
Why would you not tell your mom you're going out to play?
Good day, morning.
It's afternoon, Miss Fortune.
Ah, okay. Good afternoon, morning.
This is great. This is like all my D&D characters in one. Hold on, sorry, I gotta do one thing really quick. Make sure of one more thing. This game's really cute though. I already like it a lot. It's kind of sad, the childish perception of like how kids are with a lot of unfortunate things that happen, I guess you could say. Though, kind of already relate, to be honest.
Remember Benjamin the fox? This
Yes.
is where I first saw him. He was hiding in the trash and we made eye contact. It was really intense.
my
Yes,
goodness.
you told me about that fox already. You shouldn't trust a fox. They're all criminals.
That's
What?
racist,
A
Grandpa.
fox criminal? That's silly.
Oh, they have the Kill 'em Monday Games logo on the shirt. That's cool.
This bowl smells like a toilet because I pee on it.
That
Ew.
is disgusting.
Not as
Ew.
disgusting as when my daddy puked in it. That was disgusting.
That is both disgusting, my friend. Ooh.
This is where daddy often sleeps.
He sleeps in the
Daddy?
car? The cat. They had a heart icon on it.
Hello, kitty. Here, come, kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty.
Yeah, you can't just yell
Kitty,
at a
don't
cat.
go. Damn it! I never get to pet the sweet animals.
Is there anything else we can sparkle? We sparkled the car. Oh, right, I forgot. Double tap. Oh, it's like shift to run. I hear cows in the distance. I guess we do live on a farm. Do I have to go first?
So, before we continue, you need to know the rules of the game, Miss Fortune.
All right.
Remember, you will be given choices on your journey.
Okay, choices.
There is
Okay,
no
choices.
right or wrong, only consequences.
Okay. Only consequences.
When you beat the game, the prize of eternal happiness is yours.
I'm ready.
Your next mission is to cross this road.
All right, I can do that. Look to the
Hello,
left, look to the
Moon.
right,
Yeah,
and
I'm playing it for the
cross
first
now.
time. I've seen a
Okay,
little
I'm
gameplay
going.
of it, and I think I know, like, you know, some things, but keep them to myself in case I'm wrong.
I saw a monster.
What monster? I didn't see anything.
It was there. I
Have
saw
fun.
it.
Thank you,
It's
Moon.
probably just your imagination.
Yeah, that's true. I have a very big one.
You shouldn't
keep
stand.
going.
She's
You'll
giving me
have
anxiety
so
just standing in
much
the
fun.
middle of the
All
road.
right.
Okay, thank you. Oh, the crow. I can sparkle him.
Look, a sleepy bird.
Come on, Miss Fortune. Let's go now.
What about the other birds? Do they want sparkles? Sparkle! I don't know, it's kind of fun to sparkle everything. If you don't think about the consequences of sparkling everything, it's kind of fun. Like Kiki's glitter in pocket. She has like a little squirt bottle of glitter. So she just, I guess, squirts into her hand and it sprays everywhere. Monster. she's very innocent. We've already had, speaking of, oh my god, everything's out to kill her, bro. She's just like, it's fine. Oh my god. What the fuck, bro? Shit's out to get her. We gotta keep her safe. She's only a little monster
I
because
used
of
a
like
little
the world, you
sparkle
know?
back there. Anyway, where are we?
She's, you know, we've already talked about abortion, legal and illegal, and her friend accidentally killing her.
Look,
Puppy!
there's a puppy.
Hello, puppy. What a cute party hat.
Now
Nice, so
focus,
cute.
Miss Fortune. You have to make a very difficult choice regarding this puppy now. Be aware of the consequences.
All right.
A monster has the glitter. Play with it. Set it free. Play with it.
I
Monster
will
because of
play
the
with
glitter.
it
Yeah.
so we can share a nice time together.
Good choice. Now throw the ball at it.
What ball?
This ball.
Ah, that ball. Okay.
Oh! Rip. Oh!
Puppy! What did I do? It's all broken now. Mr. Voice, everything I touch breaks. What's wrong with me?
There's nothing wrong with you. Sometimes life is just unfair. But I'm here for you.
Really? Thank you.
Well, sadly, the puppy will miss the party now.
What party?
The owner of this dog, George, is having a party. I think you have to go and tell him about the accident.
What accident? Ah, yes, the puppy, yes.
Let's go. It's just a bit farther ahead.
All right. Red Ball Puppy Killer.
That's rough. Ooh, didn't mean to do that.
I'm sorry I broke you, puppy. I really am. Maybe we
We
can
run towards
play
the one day we
later,
run away
you
from
know,
consequences.
when I'm broken too.
Yeah, whoopsies.
I'll take the party hat as a symbol of our friendship.
I feel like that would have happened either way. Like, something bad would have happened if I set it free. Something bad would have happened if I played with him, you know? What's this say? It's in German.
It says, no dogs allowed. Oh, really?
Dog poop. Gonna step on the dog poop? Okay.
Oh no, I step on Doogie Doo.
It's a lot of... Oh.
Oh, sweet. I can see my footprint.
Okay, well...
Let's see what came out. I see a lot of glitter and... Is that rice pudding?
I can't watch this anymore. Please,
What do you
keep
mean she eats
moving.
glitter? She just eats glitter? Bruh. Okay. She's cute though. She's a little gal.
That sign doesn't work. Do you see all the crap lying around?
That's a good observation, Miss Fortune.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, agreed.
So, Miss Fortune, at the other side of this lake, you will be one step closer.
Can I pick
to
up all
the
this
prize
fucking
of
trash,
eternal
please?
happiness.
And the party, right?
Ah, yes, that too.
Okie dokie. Hold on, I'm very orange or yellow. Tone it back a little bit. I guess that's fine. Can I pick up all this trash?
You know, once at this lake, I got my head stuck in a plastic bag. I remember falling asleep and waking up in the hospital.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I almost died.
Can we sparkle it? Acha! Oh my god. The crow just picked her up. What the fuck? That's crazy. She's just vibing.
What's happening?
I think you're in big trouble, Miss Fortune.
That's a
Yeah,
big ass
tell me
crow.
about it. Where are these birds taking me?
I have no idea, but you have to do something about it, fast.
Alright.
Kick them in the balls, throw glitter at the bird. Kick them in the balls.
Mommy told me once, if guys are annoying me, I should kick them in the balls. And I asked, where are these balls? And she said, between the legs.
All right, that sounds like a plan.
Alright, here I go. Ball kick!
Okay, well, she didn't reach, but it worked. Aw.
This is taking a long time. We didn't even go that high up.
Well, time seems to slow down when we are in danger.
Am I in danger?
Oh, what the fuck is this?
Hey, look, a birdie. Hello, birdie.
Why is it flipping us off?
That was a rude bird.
Very rude. Yeah, see, we're fine.
Why didn't I break my legs and die?
You seem very good at falling.
Thank you. So, Mr. Boyce, is the party on the same way to the eternal happiness?
Yes, yes it is.
Oh, that's
Not dead fish
convenient.
in this
Have you
pond.
thought about how to break the news to George?
About the puppy?
Yes. I mean, if you want to.
We could tell George about the puppy accident, yes.
Yes, of course. That's the least I can do for the sweet puppy.
That is very brave of you, Miss Fortune.
Yeah, I'll probably get my ass beat, but you know. At least they'll know the truth.
Oh, look, a boat. Hello.
It's a cruise boat.
Are we there yet?
Just a little bit farther away.
Okay.
It's just like long, like fucking dock. What's fish?
A fish.
What should we do about it?
Release it. So if we bring it with us,
I would
it'll.
like to return it. It smells fishy.
Yeah, because if we take it with us, it's just gonna die, right?
Bye-bye, fishy, fishy.
I didn't like that it lingered for a second. Like, lingered, and I was afraid it's gonna pop back up like it just died. Because we put it back in the water.
And here we are, the house of George.
Why was this
I'm a
dog
bit
on the other
nervous
side of the lake?
about introducing myself.
You'll do fine. You're brave, telling the truth about the puppy.
Stop it. I'm doing it for the puppy, you know.
Mm-hmm. Sparkle. That fish is dead. There's a pine cone in there. Ring the bell. Am I tall enough? Oh, I guess I
Nobody's answering. I'll invite myself in.
am. That's not a good idea. Oh,
Time
okay,
to check
okay.
out the party.
Okay.
I saw a man once floating in the lake, just like this fishy.
What do you mean?
Ah, what a nice picture. I wish I had a picture like this with my mommy and daddy.
Okay, well, George seems nice.
Hello?
What is it, Miss Fortune?
Nothing.
He's all ghost boy.
Are you sure this is the right house? Where is the party? Hello?
Yeah, where is the part? There's a crow in there.
Excuse me, are you George? Are you the owner of a puppy? Because I bring really bad news.
Oh no, wait. It looks like he hung himself.
Hang himself like a piñata? Should I hit him like a piñata?
No! Miss Fortune, he's dead.
Dead? But he's wearing a pair of sweet boots. He can't be dead.
Don't take the boots. 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 Don't take the boots.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Miss Fortune, I think this party's over. Let's leave.
Oh,
I'll meet you
this
in
is
the back.
crazy.
George, you know, now that you're dead, your puppy is gone. I like the puppy. Bye. Shadam! Happiness to George the Piñata!
George the Pinata is fucking crazy!
Oh, what's this? I guess it's not finished.
I want to fix it. I'll fix it. Yeah, but the little
Look,
kitty
I
cat.
brought your doggy back.
Oh, it's a
You're
dog.
welcome. Freaking birds. Thanks to them, I obviously came late to the party.
It's a very good drawing of a bird, though. Okay. Sorry, George.
Okay, I'm here now.
Let's go into the woods and get that eternal happiness.
Yes.
Woo! Eternal happiness time. There's also a ghost boy.
Ah, I love the woods with the trees and the birds and the animals.
Dangerous animals, Miss Fortune. You might run into a fox.
A fox? Like Benjamin?
Yes, but all foxes are evil, so keep
All
your
foxes.
eyes
I
open.
think he's being a little
Alright.
prejudgmental about Benjamin. There's a voodoo doll.
Huh. What's this? A doll?
Everything begins with a song of Jack Draw.
Everything began with the song of a jackdaw. Alright. Interesting. I'll keep it.
Hey, what do you have there?
Nothing.
Yeah, don't tell him. Sparkle.
Stay back, Miss Fortune.
What is it?
A wild, dangerous fox.
Wait, I recognize that black tail. It's Benjamin.
It doesn't matter. Attack it before it kills you.
Nah, I don't think Benjamin will kill me.
Yeah.
Hello, is your name Benjamin? Do you want to play with me? Oh no, don't go! Oh,
He didn't get finished
What
drawing his
relief. We are
circle
safe
thing.
now. Let's keep playing my game.
okay.
There's a magical cave nearby. You need to find it.
A magical cave? Okay.
I got boots.
It looks like Benjamin likes to paint. That's pretty cool. I like that in a fox.
Focus, Miss Fortune. We need to keep going.
Oh, okay.
Leave a piece of me behind, so he knows. Fucking birds. Sparkle! That's kind of fun to sparkle. Police. This is a dangerous cave. Okay, wait, hold on. Sparkle! Okay, now we can go.
Is this the magical cave? It doesn't look that magical.
We just sprinkled it
wait
up.
until you go inside.
It's pretty
Oh, I
magical.
like the sound of that. I have a question. What does this sign mean?
Oh, I don't know. Sparkles?
Ah,
No,
cool.
it means avalanche.
whenever you're
It
ready.
means avalanche. Guess we're going to the cave.
Oh, I can't wait to see the magic inside.
Caves can be pretty nice, to be fair. Like, it's not like they you know, can't be nice.
This cave is huge.
It is very pretty.
Well, let's explore the cave.
We have a stick? I like a stick.
I'm just joking. There was no echo. It was me.
You're a real comedian, Miss Fortune.
It is a
Thank
little
you.
bit of an echo, though. All these sticks.
What was that?
What? Did I miss something?
I'm not sure.
There was a hamster in a car. Magical.
What's this? A hamster party?
A magical hamster party. I know you love parties.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I don't
Oh
know.
my god!
Let's go find out.
Oh my god! It's nude hamsters. This is fucking crazy. What do you mean? Dude, This is awesome. This? Fuck yeah, dude.
Ugh, hamster fight.
No.
Are you going to do something about it?
Yes.
Don't fight, you adorable things. You have to kiss and make up. There you go. Oh, please, sweetie, don't go. You dropped something. Oh, are those mints?
Those are not
Maybe I
mints.
should
Do not
try
eat them.
one, so I can keep
No.
my breath fresh. I'm a little lady, you know.
No, don't eat one.
Wow, I'm feeling really nice.
Ah, my eyes. Oh, we have a cutscene. There's the puppy. Her imagination's so cute. Woo! That or she's a little brain damaged. But I don't think they're mutually exclusive. The birds ate my fun. Why the birds eat my fun? It's kind of fucking rude, dude. Did they just leave me there? Oh, I threw up.
Wow, that wasn't a minty refreshment at all.
Are you all right, Miss Fortune?
I'm okay.
I think I just popped a pill, dude. That was crazy. Guys, mind if I come in? I wanna see
Could
the...
a little lady get inside? No, I'm not very important, you said? Okay. Can you believe this guy, Mr. Voice?
We have to find another way out now.
I think that was only a way in, man. I don't know if there would have been a way out, per se. Look at the tiny little
These
cars.
tiny cutie cars are killing me with their
Those
cuteness.
hamsters are kissing,
So
bro.
cute.
Macking out, man.
Look at them, with their tiny cocktails and their tiny clothing. This is too cute for me.
She says that right next to the live nude hamsters. Is fucking crazy. Wait. I didn't sparkle. Sparkle. There we go. Much better. What's this box? A poor grandma
Check
hamster.
that lady out. I think she's in trouble.
Oh no, I think I recognize her. She's the owner of the club back there.
Really?
Yes.
We have to help her.
Looks like she was robbed.
Oh, I bet it was that hamster with the black mask.
Yes, you're right. Looks like you helped the criminal escape.
Oh, damn it. Does that mean I'm a criminal too?
Yo,
course
am
it
I
does.
picking all the wrong
really?
choices?
Please don't tell me.
Your secret is safe with me.
Thank you.
Man, I don't know what to do in this game. It feels like every time I do something that I think is helpful, it's actually not helpful. I will help the old lady.
Excuse me. Do you need assistance? No? Okay.
Hey, Miss Fortune, we need to find a way out now. The eternal happiness is
I don't know, I'm
still
pretty
out
happy with
there.
these hamsters,
Okay,
man.
I'll look around.
I don't know, these hamsters are pretty fucking pogging if you ask me. Kinda wanna see. Wait, is the old lady okay? She just disappear off screen? Wait, could I go chase after the hamsters? I took the old lady's bag. No, doesn't seem like it. Damn, they must have ran. That old lady's fast as well. I don't think I took that long chase after him. Sparkle! Alright, what's this button
I
do?
wonder what this button does. Another fancy.
Good job, Miss Fortune.
Fancy!
You found the way out.
Thank you.
Alright, let's go. Climb the ladder. Yeah, let's climb the ladder. I don't like that it gives me choices to climb or stay, you know? I was like, what else was I gonna do in there? Okay, the next choice we make is I'm gonna do the choice that I wouldn't do because, yeah. Oh, look at all these squirrel.
This looks just like a movie I saw on TV. These are the bad guys, I'm telling you.
I think you're right. We need to clear the way before we can proceed.
But how?
You see that fire alarm over there? We need to activate it.
Yeah, but how?
With a slingshot.
What slingshot?
This
slingshot. And then the fucking gives us a
That
slingshot.
slingshot. Okay.
Thanks.
Oh, look, I use these acorns as ammunition.
That's really clever, Miss Fortune.
I know, thank you.
Aim.
Oopsie,
Oh. Oh.
that was close.
Was it?
Almost there.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Sorry, my phone is. Womp.
Fail.
I keep hitting the other squirrel. I feel so bad. Oh, it's too far up.
Did I hit it? Oh, sorry.
There we go.
We did it.
Well done, Miss Fortune.
Yay.
Took me a few tries, but I got it. But I got it.
Squirrel spin? Fancy.
Fancy. That's cute. What are they making?
This looks like the science project Daddy has in the basement. I don't
What?
know why, but Mommy was really angry about it.
What? I have some money.
That's a lot of cash.
You
Is
take a
this
little
the
bit.
eternal happiness?
Oh no. What makes you think that?
Mommy said that money is the only thing that makes her happy.
Well, your mommy is wrong.
Oh, really? Okay.
I can take a little bit though. Wait.
Ta-da!
No, nothing is illegal. Climb the ladder. Fancy! Wanna pop out of the sewer
Hey,
hole?
you, on the other side of the screen. Listen.
What you want?
I know it must be hard not knowing much about our little lady's future. Will Miss Fortune really die? If so, how will she die? And when will the evil fox kill her? Will she find the eternal happiness? I personally hope she does.
I don't know, man.
She's coming.
It's kind of weird. Woohoo!
Oh, Miss Fortune, you made it. Congratulations.
Thank you. Where are we?
We're one step closer to the grand prize of eternal happiness.
Great, because I'm not allowed to be outside this late, you know.
Don't worry, it's not far from here.
Great.
You say so.
Look, a missing kid.
Call 112. Okay.
I don't like this. Maybe I should go back home. Bye.
Don't go now, Miss Fortune. I can protect you.
Really?
Oh, what the fuck?
Yes.
All right then.
The person driving by in the car had a mask on. Sparkle. Sparkle. Yippee!
Hello.
Oh, she's the girl on the poster. That's the girl. She was kidnapped, I think.
Ugh, smells like bullcrap.
Miss Fortune, watch your language.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I said damn it earlier.
A unicycle. Get it?
Very clever, Miss Fortune.
Thank you.
See, that person has a spark. Oh, he didn't feel better. Ooh.
Phantasmagoria is coming to open fields? That's so awesome!
maybe we could find time to check it out later. Who knows?
Wait, don't play with my feelings now.
Let's focus on finding the eternal happiness first. Then we'll see.
It's a
Alright,
vampire
I can't
Frankenstein.
wait. Look, it's
Benji.
Benjamin from the Hoods in the Woods.
You children, hide
if you ever
your
want to
children.
hang out or something, I'm available.
Don't engage with that wild fox. I told you, foxes are dangerous.
Let me handle this. Benji, are you a wild, dangerous fox?
He can't even spell
Benji, don't
hide
go.
Let
correctly.
that
I think
wild
he's not
beast
that
run
dangerous.
off. I don't want anything bad happening to you.
Alright.
Ooh, she's pretty. I like her outfit.
Ah, this is Benji's stuff. This is absolutely the best art I have ever seen. It's so personal. I didn't know Benjamin was so creative.
Creative? That looks like a child has drawn it.
What did you
Rude.
just say?
Oh, I didn't mean it like that.
Huh.
Rude.
Hey, shouldn't we be focusing on finding the prize?
I'm focused.
These masks are very off-putting, I'm gonna be honest.
Are we going to the park?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Slow down, you fuck.
Misfortune.
What?
She's not wrong.
Ah,
App. Fancy.
Mr. Voice,
Yes, Misfortune?
has anyone reached the end of the game and gotten the eternal happiness?
Yes, of course. They lived happily ever after.
That sounds nice. You know,
The bird
I
eye.
want to win this prize for my mommy. I wish I could give her some happiness. My sparkle doesn't work with her.
Oh, that's really sweet of you.
Thank you. Would you
Another
like
bird
to
just
try
died.
my sparkle?
That's not necessary.
Give it to him.
Don't be silly. Here you go. Happiness to Mr. Voice!
Oh, well. Thank you. Anyway, let's go find the prize and make Mommy proud.
Yes.
Birds keep dying. I'm very worried about that. And the birds that don't die have red eyeballs. What does this say?
It says, don't feed the birds. Ah, okay.
Damn. Okay. Oh my god.
There's a lot
Graffiti.
of sweet poetry written on the bench. Death is alive and it's eating from you. Sign Anne. Interesting. What do you think?
Misfortune, do you really need to read those poems?
Yeah. Yeah, read the bunch poems.
Yeah, listen to this one. Balls hanging too low. No signature. Where are they hanging from? Oh, look, a drawing of a cat.
Come on, Misfortune, let's go.
All right.
Rude. Oh my god.
Look at the seagull. It looks like Kevin's dad.
Who's that?
He used to sit in the sandbox next to school. He didn't have any clothes on, and the police officer beat him with a stick.
Too bad you don't have any fish to offer the seagull. They love fish, you know.
Are you trying to make me feel guilty about the fish from earlier? I made a hard decision back there, and I stand behind it.
I understand, Misfortune. I'm just saying.
Well, stop saying.
Yeah, man, that's fucked up. Here, have some sparkle, man. There you go. Sorry about not killing a fish for you. I
Would you
don't wanna.
like to ride the royal halls of the park?
Yes, I would.
Royal horse, you say? I'm a little princess, you know.
I remembered just now that I said I
Look at
wasn't
me.
gonna do the thing
I'm
I
on the
wanted to
horse.
do, but
Aye, horsey, stop it. Oh,
oof. Her poor head.
that was unfortunate.
Are you all right?
I'm okay. Are you worried because I'm such a little lady?
Of course. You are really tiny and you could break?
I broke my arm once.
So,
Ooh.
you know what I mean.
Sparkle.
Check out that
Oh.
duck.
Let's just go, Miss Fortune. You don't want to get involved with ducks.
Don't be silly. Ducks are pretty cool.
Oh my God,
Look,
you're smoking a
he's
joint.
carrying a boombox. This could be my opportunity to finally dance for reals.
Would you like to show me some of your dance moves?
I want to do the duck. I let the duck dance. Even though I want to show off my dance move, I want to let the
I
duck
haven't
dance.
practiced for a while. I leave it to the pros. Oh, cute.
Ooh, ooh.
Cool dancing. Oh,
He kicked me in the face!
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Poor little misfortune. No, you're gonna get kicked in the face again. Oh my God.
I'm okay.
That was unfortunate.
What are you talking about? That was normal.
Oh, if you say so.
Okay. And dance. And dance if I say so. And we're gonna play all the P games. Yeah, playing all the Halloween games. Games I've been meaning to play, to be honest. So she's gonna get on this thing. Also, I hope you're doing well, Mashy. Welcome
Would
on
you
in.
like to ride this one? It's like a tornado.
Okay, I'm gonna take more brain damage, but okay.
Yes, I want to ride.
Right in time before the sequels.
Stop! Ah, I can't
Dude,
hold it
meme.
anymore.
Whoa. Oh no!
Oh no, misfortune.
Dude, her dead pose is crazy. She's a fucking, oh, poor little thing.
When the trees are naked, when the wind is cold, when the smell of rotten apples smashes against the stone.
Talking about fall.
Apple pie.
What are you talking about, misfortune?
Just joined in on you spinning
Nothing.
so much you fell over. I can relate to this content. It's good content. I like this content. How you doing, Wacky? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the bonk. Oh, that lady's just standing there. Hello.
This
more
looks
Benji's
like the
drawings.
art of Benjamin.
Thank you for the
don't you
check-in,
think?
Mashy.
I think it's garbage, and it should be erased with fire.
Really? I see great potential here. He's obviously
I think the
very
voice might be
artistic.
Just ignore it. Let's
Might
keep
be the-
playing my game.
might be this guy.
The prize is closer than you think.
I wish
Really?
you
All
lot
right.
well. Thank you, Wacky. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, wait. Sparkle! Thank you for the head pat, Mashy. Bye-bye.
I can almost feel the eternal happiness.
Good. The last challenge awaits at the pet cemetery.
A pet cemetery? That sounds like the best place to end the game.
Exactly my thoughts. I'm glad you feel the same way.
Oh, cool. Sparkle! I wanted to, sparkle up this place a little bit.
So, I was thinking while we're walking, mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Sure, I'm pretty good at answering questions.
Great. Just answer as honestly as you can.
All right.
Masks are so
First
off-putting.
question. Have you ever stolen anything?
Yes, I stole the glitter.
I stole my friend's Swiss Army knife once. I felt so bad. I buried it in the yard and never told him.
Oh, I'm so sorry for the both of you. Second question. Are you happy right now?
Oh goodness. Probably she's fine.
Yes, I mean, nothing bad is happening right now. That makes me happy.
Well then, the last question. Do you feel loved?
Oof. Nah, probably not. Be real. Probably not.
but my unicorn is telling me that I should work on it. I bet everyone will love me if I was a unicorn.
Thank you for your honesty.
You're welcome.
Look, we arrived at the pet cemetery.
Fuck yeah, I gotta cross the road again. Oh my god, it's my friend Hero! Oh my god, it's my friend
check
Hero.
this out. More kids are missing. If I go missing, how will I tell Mommy?
You won't go missing. We'll go back home right after we find the prize.
Ah, okay, nice.
I'm pretty sure this is my friend Hero. Because he has like the hat and stuff. Oh, look, Kill 'em Monday games.
Ready to find the prize of eternal happiness.
Yes, where is it?
I have hidden it in one of the graves.
I have to dig in the grave? Which
okay.
one?
I'll give you a hint. It's where the goldfish is buried.
The goldfish. Alright, must I dig with my tiny hands? Yikes forever.
No.
Yikes forever.
Use the shovel.
What shovel?
What shovel?
This
shovel. Oh.
That shovel. Okay.
Well, that wasn't as casual as just tossing it off the side of the screen, but alright.
This one says, Denise died surrounded by her loved ones in a fire.
I don't think it's this one.
Nah.
What about this one?
Okay, let's see. Little Lulu, the first bug to ever strangle a man.
Not this one. That's pretty crazy, though.
Nah, I don't think this is the fish.
Nope, it's a pug. This one?
Stephanie Quinn, writer of the erotic novel Confessions of a Cat. Erotic novel? Talk about crazy.
You should know what that is. You should not know what that is.
Nah, this is obviously a cat.
Okay, what about this one?
It says, Paul died doing what he loved. Eating poo. Ew, yikes forever.
Yikes forever. I think that one might be a dog.
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't know what the fire one would have been, though.
Let's see. Roger the Magpie. Never saw that window coming. Ha.
Oh,
I
rip.
don't get it.
No, this is a magpie.
Nah, I don't think so. I'll keep looking.
Outside, it doesn't have a proper headstone. It's just a little
It
dirt
says,
ground right
Mr. Bubbles.
there. Let's not do this one yet.
Nah, too little information.
Where are you going?
Oh, really? I'm such a rude little lady. Let's keep digging.
I'm such a rude little lady. I think it's this one. It's probably
It says,
Mr. Bubbles.
Mr. Bubbles.
Yeah, let's dig up this one.
Congratulations, Miss Fortune. You found the prize.
Really? Yes.
You see the little box? Open it.
Oh, okay. Exciting.
Gonna be a dead fish in it, bruh. Eternal happiness. Oh my god, it says eternal happiness.
Is this the prize? But there's only a note.
What?
Yes, it says, I stole your eternal happiness. Signed, Benjamin.
Now we have to go find Benjamin.
It didn't. My eternal happiness.
I knew the fox was trapped.
Wait, what if this is a ploy? What if this is a ploy?
I really wanted to surprise Mommy with this. What
Give
should
her
I
the
do
box.
now?
We must
Take the
find
box.
the fox and get your happiness
Take the
back.
box, sell
I'm
the
sure he
box, get
hasn't
money
gone
from the
far
box,
away.
give the
Let's
mom the
go
money.
Find him.
Yes, let's do that. Such a letdown.
Nah, I think this was a ploy. I don't know.
Look, there he is. Benjamin, did you steal my eternal happiness? Not cool.
I forgot to sparkle.
Come on, Benjamin. Give me back my happiness.
Run after him. We can't let the fox get away again. He stole your prize,
Benjamin really disappointed me.
I don't know, man. Also, sparkle. Yay, eternal happiness. Doll. Another one.
When unloved children in darkness search for what they have lost, for why they're in pain.
Okay.
Children in pain? Ah.
Did you find something, Miss Fortune?
Nah, you're imagining things.
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's go find Benji.
We should keep our eyes open in case we see the fox. They know how to hide.
Alright.
Sparkle! Can't hide from this. What's this thing?
Oh, check out this stone. It's
at
different
that.
from regular stones, I'm telling you.
I think you're right.
One of
Oh,
those.
this piece is loose. I'll take it for me. Maybe it works somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Okay, I guess we're just taking this. Whoa.
There's nothing here. Nothing at all.
Well, there was stuff there, but I don't think we could have read it. Unless you somehow can read Latin, which I don't know if you can. There's a hole.
There. That hole looks very much like where the fox would hide the prize.
You mean I should go down there?
Yes, don't worry. Nothing bad will happen. Nothing bad at all.
Okay. You sound very sure. I'll trust you.
Sparkle, so people know where I went.
I wonder why Benjamin will steal my prize. Maybe he's not happy himself.
Yeah, maybe.
But I need that happiness myself. And for Mommy. Hello? Anybody down there?
She okay? Oh, goodness.
Oh, that was a pretty big fall. Hello? Mr. Voice, are you there?
Oh, is this like a protected area?
Sweet, I found a needle in a haystack.
What the fuck? What's the luck of that?
Oh, damn. I dropped it.
Okay, well, I guess we're probably not gonna find that again. Sparkle. Fox repellent. Best 10 out of 10. Love it. Get it now.
Fox repellent? I can't deny the bottle sweet style. I'll take it.
I do like the bottle style. It is pretty. Sparkle.
Oh,
I like that it's made of cardboard. That's really cute. I like this style of this right here. It's very cute.
oh, there you are. What are you doing, Benjamin?
No.
Benjamin! Oh,
Oh. Maybe I should have used it on him.
What have I gotten myself into?
I don't know. What did you get yourself into,
She's
asshole?
such a mess. Maybe
So
it was a
mean.
mistake choosing her for this. I mean,
Choosing
I
her for
saw
what?
her eating glitter. Who does that?
A child?
It's not natural.
Oh, I threw up again.
Miss Fortune, you're alive and well. That's great.
yeah. Where am I? What happened?
The dangerous fox attacked you.
Benjamin attacked me? So he really
I think
is
that's
a
how it
bad
works.
fox.
See, I told you. That fox is evil.
Yeah, maybe I should listen to you.
We still need to find the fox and take back the eternal happiness.
Maybe we could find out where he lives.
Yes. Give me a minute to figure this out and I'll get back to you.
Okay, I'll just hang around.
I'm just gonna sparkle up my puke. Oh, a newspaper. What's this about? Local artist GM retires after incident. My son is missing.
What's he what's new.
So the artist that we saw that died, his son.
Look, the zoo. You know, with the animals.
Ooh, very cool.
I actually made a quick Google search. I found out the fox has a cousin in the zoo.
Oh, really?
We could go and see if he knows where the fox lives.
How do you
But
know
how
that
do
he
we
has a
get
cousin?
to the
What?
zoo? It's like really far away.
Why, we take the bus, of course. There should be a bus stop nearby.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know you could fucking ancestry.com. The fucking
How
Fox's
did I get
family.
to the town center?
I carried you here.
But how? You're just
Yeah.
a voice in my head.
Just a voice? No,
Good question.
I can do more than that, you know.
Prove it.
I don't need to prove anything to you.
Pussy.
Whatever you say, Mr. Voice.
Fine.
Pussy.
You really want to see what I can do?
Wait, my shoelace.
There. Did you see? I'm not just a voice in your head.
I don't know. That was kind of metaphysical.
Did you see?
I'm sorry, I had a shoelace problem.
She did say she had a shoelace thing.
Let's just
Out loud,
go
dude.
then.
You were kind of impatient about it. Look at that. That's crazy.
Hi, you look familiar. What?
I don't fucking like that guy.
Miss wait a minute. Is that Daniela Bambini?
You know this child?
Yes, from school. She told our teacher to shove the homework up his butt. She's very Italian, you know.
She probably ran away from home. She will turn up soon.
You think so?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
I hope so. Sparkle.
Ah, those people in the picture look so happy drinking their juice.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't taste like juice. Can we go
Mommy
shopping?
brings me here all the time. It's really boring. Sometimes she sends me to buy cigarettes while she hugs strangers by the dumpster.
Is that so?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay. Oh. Is it a game store?
That man just dropped his wallet. What do you want to do?
Steal it. I'm stealing it. I would return it, but
It's for me.
I'm gonna take it because
Open it.
Alright, I'm doing it. There's just a picture inside.
Really? Can I see?
Mm-hmm.
oh,
It must be his kid. What do you think?
Sure. Why not?
I knew it. I'm such a clever little lady.
yeah, the mom's eyes, the dad's skin
It must
tone.
be his kid.
Sure. Why not?
I knew it. I'm such a clever little lady.
I feel bad for stealing the wallet. Fuck.
One time, Mommy took me here and forgot me. I got to play inside all night until a security man found me. He thought I was a raccoon.
Well, that sounds like it was a fun night for you.
Yeah, except for me crying a lot, but it was fun.
Oh, interesting. Can I sparkle here? Oh, that doesn't do anything. Okay, interesting. It seems like whenever she has a sad thought, doing sparkles is helpful. Happy face. What is this?
It says, let's face it, sometimes we're just too tired to smile. Use happy face and stop pretending. Okay.
So it's just a thing in this world then.
I know who owns this store.
Who is it?
Casey's dad.
Who's Casey?
A friend from school. Haven't seen him for a while though.
Sparkle. Can we give him back his wallet? Okay, maybe not. Wow, this is a lot of
Look,
fucking
even
missing
more
kids.
missing children posters. So many. I wonder what they're missing.
Oh, don't you worry about them. I'm sure they will all turn up one day.
You think so?
I don't know,
Of
it's a little
course.
suspicious.
I don't know, Mr. Voice. This is starting to smell mysterious.
Feel bad for taking that guy's wallet. Here we go.
Here we are. Have you ever taken the bus all by yourself before?
No, I haven't. I'm not sure what to do. Do I need a ticket?
Let's find out. There's an information board.
You want me to read? What does this do?
Ah, look. We have to wait 2 minutes. Yikes forever. I can't wait to meet Benjamin's cousin at the zoo. I'm gonna tell how badly Benjamin behaved, and that Benjamin should be ashamed.
That sounds great.
It says that all children under 15 years old can ride the bus for free. I'm 8, so I'm good.
Great.
She's a little baby.
Now that I think about it, maybe you'll need a bus ticket. You sound old.
Definitely older, but nobody can see me.
Okay. Are you like 20?
Yes, more or less.
Should I sit down and wait?
Do as you please.
Okay, thank you.
Not yet. I want to look at stuff.
Check this out. That street is called Dickens Road. Got it? Dickens Road. Dick.
Misfortune.
Yeah,
Hey, hello? Why did you take me to the sky with your friends? So you know, because of you, I came late to the party. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Sparkle 'em. Sparkle. Alright, I guess we wait for the bus now.
I'll sit. I'm a bit tired from all the walking, you know.
I can imagine. You have very small feet.
Yes, I'm a little lady. That's what I am. Check those old ladies out. They're a little scary, don't you think?
Honestly, I've seen worse.
Really?
Yes.
You know, my mommy also uses the same mask. She likes to hide her smile and tears behind it.
Would you like to have a mask like that?
Maybe. I don't know. The bus is here.
Yeah, it's very interesting that everybody wears masks. Oh, she's not wearing a mask. The bus driver isn't. Get happy.
This bus trip might take a while. Are you okay with that?
It's okay. Hiro is keeping me company.
Who is Hiro?
He's my friend from Japan. He's a ghost, you know. He's always saying, "Kiri wa doko desu ka?"
You're really funny, Misfortune. There is no such thing as ghosts.
Kiri wa doko desu ka?
Hey, Misfortune, look. There's a bunch of cows on the field.
Oh, I love cows.
I want to see the cows. Let me see the cows. Oh!
Oh, that's so cute.
Ooh.
Ew, that's a lot of bull crap. Run for your life, little baby cow. Unlucky things seem to happen all the time.
What the fuck?
I think we're getting close to the zoo now.
Okay, great.
She's not wearing a mask.
Wow, here we are. I can't wait to go inside.
You have the ticket, right?
What ticket?
Oh,
This ticket.
didn't I give you a ticket earlier?
What? No, you didn't.
Oh dear, I'm sorry. I totally forgot. Do you have any ideas on how to get inside?
You're all
You know,
super powerful, man.
without paying.
I saw Mommy showing her boobies to the guy in the store, and she got some free food. But I haven't got any titas yet, so that might not work.
I see. Well, I have an idea. What if
The things that come out of my mouth.
diversion?
What does diversion mean?
Well, make the cashier look somewhere else, you know. Fool him.
Okay, let me think what I can do.
That's crazy. Her mama showed her teddies for free food.
A wolf. Can we pet the wolf? He looks really sweet.
Just wait and see, Miss Fortune. Wait and see.
Okay, I'll wait and then I'll see.
I think he wants us to get mauled by the wolf.
Huh, they know about the missing children.
It's the
here.
kid's son. I took the picture of a son that went missing.
They know about the missing children
I'm
here.
never doing. I'd rather live with the small regrets of doing things that I want to do,
Can I get
the bad
inside
things
for
that the
free?
game thinks I should do.
Huh, I guess not.
Oh, but when I show my titties for food, it's sexual harassment. I know, right, Vex?
Any
So
tickets to
unfair.
the zoo? Ew, yucky. No tickets, only yucky.
Only yucky. Yo, that guy freaked me out.
Okay, this is.
I really don't like the people with
possible.
masks. It's kind of
Like-
spooky.
Like with a rock or something. Like a stone. I think I came up with an idea. What if...
Tell a lie, break the window. Tell a lie. I'd rather lie than actually break the
I'll
window.
tell a lie so he believes it.
A lie, Miss Fortune. Are you sure you want to do
I'd
this?
rather lie
Yes,
than
I mean,
literally break
that's
something.
the only way to get inside. Trust me.
All right, let's go.
Because if I break something, then I have to like fix it, and like someone has to fix that
Hey,
shit.
remember?
But if I lie about it
That's
being
not
broken,
good.
then like
What are you talking about?
they'll be like, oh, there's something. There's like it's fine. I was just a little baby that wanted to get inside.
Hello? Excuse me. There's one of the missing children at the bus stop. I just saw her. You may want to go and check it out.
Okay, well that wasn't
Thank you.
what I was expecting.
Yes, it worked.
Sparkle. Let's go. Let's go. That wasn't the lie. I was thinking. Okay. Well,
Isn't this wonderful? We'll get to see so many caged animals.
Caged animals?
I don't
By
like the way he
way,
says
you did a
caged
great job
animals.
not getting caught by the vendor. Very impressive.
Thank you.
But now, we should find out where the wolf exhibit is.
Why? You mean Benjamin's cousin is a wolf?
Yes, remember, he knows where the fox lives.
I think he just wants me to get eaten by a wolf. Look at these guys.
Look, Birdie Nam Nam. What?
I like
What
this
did
one that
you
looks like
say to
a
me?
strong.
Give yourself a fuck.
Oh, Miss Fortune, watch that mouth.
I don't care. This bird is mean.
Oh dear, we need to get your happiness back as soon as possible.
Oh, bird is mean. If the bird's mean, you tell him fuck off, man. Pirate parrot, num parrot, lifespan 1020, omnivore, widely spread the planet. This kind of parrot lives across the entire world. They talk much but say very little. Natural born things, founders of the Liberation Front. What the fuck?
It says the Nam Nam parrot. This kind of parrot lives across the entire world. They talk much but say very little. They usually work together with human pirates. Natural born thieves. Founders of the Liberation Front. Mean Birdie Nam Nam.
Man, I didn't have to read that thing at all. They voice acted the whole damn thing. Fuck you. I had to close my window because I was getting cold. There's an owl.
Look, this bird seems pretty smart.
It isn't. Trust me. Move on, Miss Fortune.
Okay.
I'm gonna read the sign. If the sign says he's smart, then he's smart.
It says, Owl Delicious. These owls normally hang near libraries, bookstores, and coffee shops. Although they seem incredibly smart, their huge self-centered lifestyle drives them to gather useless information. They live off attention. Funny bird.
Damn. Oh, what's this one? This is the This is the bird that fucking flip us off.
Somehow I feel offended by this bird.
Don't be. It doesn't know what it's doing.
Okay. It says, Fuckadillios is shitty. These birds multiply at a very high rate with different partners, leaving behind dysfunctional offspring. They don't care about anything as long as they are occupied by mindless entertainment. Oh, really?
Oh, really? Some birdseed? Yeah, give me that birdseed.
I'll take the seeds because I want to feed the birds so they're not hungry.
Yeah, man. It's just a little bit of seed.
What? So much to see and do.
Find a wolf area so we know where to go. I think the zoo is about
We're
to
at 2.
close.
Alright, well, let's skedaddle.
You know, I'm feeling really annoyed. Like a lot.
Why? This
What's
is pretty
happening
sketchy.
to me?
I smell hormones waking up inside you.
What? Homos?
No, hormones.
Ah, okay. What's that?
Your body's preparing to create life inside you.
She's only
You'll get a
8
lot
though,
of new
bro.
feelings that are completely normal.
Ah, okay.
And you'll bleed for 3 to 5 days from your vagina.
Ew, yikes forever.
You will also suffer each month for many, many years. And society will treat you like garbage.
Are you for real?
Yes, I am.
I think I need some emergency glitter.
Okay.
So much better.
Poor girly pop. Glitter this up, girl.
There are coins at the bottom of the fountain.
Yes, those are people's wishes.
Can one pay for wishes?
People nowadays think they can buy everything with money.
I wish I could throw a coin and ask for my happiness back. Also that Benjamin transform into a good foxy because I would totally go out on a date with him. If he was good.
Are you done here, Miss Fortune?
Yeah.
Cute. Oh, there's a postcard?
I wish I could write Japanese so I could send a cute postcard to my friend Hiro. But where does a ghost live?
Stop lying, Miss Fortune. Ghosts are not real.
You're just jealous because you don't have a ghost friend. Ah, look at those sweet blushes. They could be all my babies.
Don't
I
get
like the
too
alligator.
attached to those toys.
Don't worry, I'm just looking.
I like the alligator.
Wait, Miss Fortune. We don't know whether maybe we can find a map.
To
What do you
find the wolf, you say?
mean?
Yes, Miss Fortune.
I
Okay.
found it on the map. It's on number 6. Do I have to click on it? I mean, I didn't click on it. Go back.
There, you see? Pet the wolfie.
Great job. Let's hurry up now.
Wait, I want to go feed the birds. Feed the bird? Yeah, I'll feed this one.
Bird,
Oh, okay.
Come eat, I love you.
Okay, can we feed them all? I guess we can.
Berda, Berda.
Yo.
Come eat your food, Berda, Berda. Is your name
Berda,
Berda?
Berda.
Berda.
I don't like how she throws it, but it is what it is, I guess. One more.
There you go. Robert and Mary, are you enjoying the food? You like it?
Okay, I fed the birds. Yippee! Sorry for fucking yeeting the seeds at you guys, though. That was fucking crazy. Let's go. Don't slip. We looked at everything here, so we can go.
This looks like the way to the wolf.
Yes, let's go then.
Yippee! Look, a polar bear. His name's Popsicle.
Oh my. Looks like this area is closed to the public.
Ah, damn it.
We
You
can
will have
sneak
to
by.
sneak past the janitor to get to the other side. Don't let her see you. Otherwise, she will lock you in and call your mommy.
Don't worry. I'm like a sweet little ninja. I could hide behind those boxes, right?
Great idea. Hide behind a box until she turns her back to you.
Alright, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Okie dokie.
Look, the bear in the picture is sucking a popsicle. It
Very
looks like
cute.
it's strawberry flavored. Mmm, yummy. Like a little ninja lady.
Well done, Miss Fortune. Now, wait for her to turn her back to you and...
And then kill her from behind?
What? No. Why?
That's what the ninjas do in movies. I've seen like all of them. Don't tell mommy.
Well, this isn't a movie, so just
Whoa,
do
wait,
as
she
I
got a
say.
crow
When
head,
she turns
yo.
around, you can jump out and keep moving.
Alright then. It just looked a lot. Oh,
Oh,
I'm like the Shadow Ninja Master. She never saw me.
Don't celebrate just
bird head
yet.
is cool.
There's one more box you have to sneak past.
You better watch me when I nail this one.
Oh my god, why did he keep falling
Little
over?
ninja lady is the best.
Well done.
Thank you.
Can I talk to the bear? No.
We're getting pretty close.
No, we haven't done in a while. Sparkle! Oh, look, it's one of the stone things.
This one looks like the Ilse,
Yes.
so you know.
Yes.
Oh look, it fits. The path to Sonarcity is twisted by the malevolent games from the beyond. What? A path twisted to where?
Don't pay any attention to these silly rocks.
Hey, what did the first one say then? Fuck! I think I missed it. 'Cause I just took the rock first. Damn it.
Here we are, and nobody saw us coming.
You really proved your ninja skills back there, Miss Fortune. But I'm pretty sure I was the best at hiding back there.
No,
You can't
that
show us
doesn't
up.
count. You're not a little lady like me. You're just a boy.
Oh, you'll see. I'm much, much more than that. However,
I don't
now
like
you
your
should go
tone.
and meet the wolf.
Got it. Meet the wolf, maybe pat it, and get Benjamin's address like a ninja.
Alright. Let's go. Oh, now let me
It says Canis lupus, also known as the big bad wolf. His favorite snack is red-hooded little girls. That's silly.
Remember the missing children?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's behind it all.
You
He's been
think
caged,
he's
though.
eating the children?
Who knows?
You're right. We should call the cops on him.
No, we don't want to get involved with the police.
Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
Look, there's a note.
It must say where the fox lives. We need to take it.
I can reach it from here.
We need to find a key to open the cage.
I'll find that key. You'll see.
I don't think we should open that cage, Spooky.
Hello. Are you Benjamin's cousin? You know,
Huh?
that fluffy fox with the mysterious big blue eyes? No? I don't know anyone called Johnny. Who's that? I'm talking about Benjamin. He's the sweet-looking fox that ended up stealing my happiness. I'm not that into him anymore.
Maybe you should stop talking to him and find a way inside the cage, Miss Fortune.
Alright. I'll be back, Wolf, and we'll sort this out about Benjamin.
Sparkle! Alright, we'll find a key now.
Do you think there could be a key in there?
I don't know. Let's go and see. Quietly.
Like a little ninja, got it. Like little lady Miss Fortune, the ninja lady. Little ninja lady has entered the room.
We need to
Like the
find a key
picture of the
now.
pig.
I told you already. I'll find it. You'll see. Watch and learn how to find a key.
Moo, hi Lude, welcome on in.
Maybe we can find a clue in the computer.
Yeah, but it needs the password. I'll find it.
Gotta find the password, huh?
Any keys inside the bucket? Nah.
Damn. What the boots? Boots are cute.
No
I
key
like
inside, but you know, these boots are made for walking. And that's just what they'll do.
Misfortune. Focus.
Okay.
that was cute though, man.
I'll check those
Find my days only 5. I
buckets.
believe in you, Lude. I hope you're having a wonderful day
Look,
otherwise,
I
though.
found a paper with some numbers on it.
Keep it. It might be helpful.
Okay.
8. Wait, it's just 6? Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Everything is all good now. Engineering pays. Yeah, engineering does play a lot. I think no matter where you are, engineering pays a good amount. Pension, yeah, your pension, yeah, for when you retire eventually. But hello, Star, hello, Pocky, hello, Lude, hello, everyone. Says this is a 6, but it's 8. Okay, so we have a password. You can't see because it's behind my head, but it's like 8945, I think. But it says 6945. Okay, so but they said the 9's a 6 for handling the big. Oh, she reads it.
Safety rules for handling the big.
Why you green now? I'm a zombie. For Halloween, I'm a zombie.
You shall not
or a goblin. Your choice.
Your life because you will most probably die. So if I don't have regrets, the wolf will let me pet it?
What?
I like Misfortune's look on things.
Secret inside? Fancy.
Fancy. Oh shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5 numbers. Okay, we only have a 4 number code right now. Wait, there's another doll in here. I'm trying to.
Is there a key in here? Cool, another doll.
Fuck yeah, doll number 4.
When broken hearts are chosen to receive the gift from the beyond. A gift, you say?
Ooh, what's that?
Nothing.
Yeah, you don't need to know, big guy. Safety rules, the boots. Okay, so I think we know the password to this now. I think it's...
Check out my computer skills. I bet the password is this one.
Wait, Misfortune. I think you're holding the paper upside down.
Don't interrupt me. I know what I'm doing. Keep quiet.
Yeah, 8945, I think. Okay, 8645. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. I'm gonna take a screenshot and then I'm gonna turn it upside down because I can't read upside down. I'm a little baby brain, guys. I can't read upside down. That doesn't exist in my mind. Not in my reality, it don't. Gotta wait for that. I didn't sleep for 2 days straight. I'm cooked. Why haven't you been sleeping? Wait, shouldn't it be 8, 6, 4, 5? What? What? Is it 5, 4, 6, 8?
Oh yeah.
Motherfucker!
Ramirez Hernandez is a computer scientist.
You really surprise me.
Stupid.
Shut. Let's see what it says. Popsicle?
Hey, you there? Yeah, I was in the toilet. Lol. Oh my god, what the fuck? No need that info. How's that ear infection? It's fine. Super. We can talk some other time. Take care. I forgot to tell you something. There's a spare key inside the safe. If you need it sometime, it opens all the doors and cages. Code 27581. I don't think I already have one, but thanks. I'm a cocaine addict and stupid. Actually? Is that real or are you memeing me, Pocky? Feeling much better today. How's the bear doing? It keeps sucking that popsicle. Is that normal? I'm not sure, but I like to watch a little. Okay, gotta fix Calvin's cage. 27581. 27581. 27581. 27581. 27581. 27581. Besides, I know a lot of people who don't sleep that aren't stupid. But it's not good for your health. The key! It's all mine!
I'm the best little ninja lady. I got the key!
Yippee!
Well done, Misfortune.
I did it.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
I did it! Woohoo! Okay, now I gotta go out and I gotta go talk to the wolf. That's probably gonna chew my arm off. Let's go unlock the door. Oops, sorry.
Time to meet the wolf. Come, Wolfie, come.
Let me just grab the note and leave.
Let me pet you. I'm a nice person.
I'm gonna die.
Wolfie? Ah, damn it. What's
Oh
going
my
on?
god, bro.
The little lady to pet the wolf.
Oh,
Bro,
that
you don't
was
need to
unexpected.
pet the wolf.
Not to me. Animals usually run away from me.
That's
Aw.
too bad. But hey, the note is right there.
I'm gonna take
Thank
it.
God. Thank God. No, that's actually real. Okay, well, you know, my evil function is 15 open fields. Okay, all I'm gonna say, Pocky, is that no judgment. Obviously, we don't judge here, but know that I care about you. Now that you've entered my chat, I care about you, and I want what's best for you. So please take care of yourself. Okay.
It's Benjamin's address.
And
Good.
sleep is
Now we can
important.
get that
It's not good to
stolen
not sleep.
happiness
So
back.
even if you just take a nap
It looks like
and
the
eat
fastest
food, don't
way
forget to eat
the
food,
fox
even
is
if it's
by
just a little
boat
snack.
From Phantasmagoria.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me we are going to Phantasmagoria?
Oh shit, wait, I know something?
It seems that way, yes.
Sweet. I always wanted to go. Yes.
Let's go. We're going to a festival. But I love you, Pocky. Please take care of yourself, okay?
Are you up
Or
for
at least
another
do your
round of
best.
questions while we
Do
walk?
your best.
Sure. My question answering skills are all warm up.
Great, great. And as usual, just be honest and you'll do fine. First question. Have you ever heard this question before?
Have I ever heard this question? Have you ever heard this? No?
Nah, you mean this one? Yes, I have not heard that question before.
All right. Second question. Have you ever lied to a friend?
No. I think she'd be brutally honest.
No, I swear.
Whatever you say, Miss Fortune. Now,
I can
the
see
last
it's pretty
question.
serious
Have you
bad, pretty
ever
fast.
seen someone die?
Yes. Yes, because we saw the guy that died in the
I saw
docks,
one that died. It was very calm.
and we
Not
also saw the
like he
guy
died.
die
It
in
was
the
different. I
lake.
told him to come haunt me as a ghost, but he hasn't done it yet.
Thank you for your honesty again, Miss Fortune.
But also, Pocky, if you need
You're
anyone to
welcome.
talk to,
We're
you know my
getting
DMs are
real
open for you. We're
close
friends
to
on Discord.
Phantasmagoria
I got
now.
you, buddy.
Yeah, I can hear.
That goes for anyone in
I'm
chat, by the way. On
excited.
God, I love you guys. Cause you're like my friends. You guys are my friends, really. I don't like
Wow,
this. This thing?
looks like the
That's not
creepiest
cool.
place to ever exist. So scary. I wish I had a ticket to ride, though.
Really? But hey, what's that falling just in front of you?
Oh my God, it's a ticket. Let's go.
It can't be a ticket.
Are you sure? It looks like a ticket to me.
It can't be. But I'll check it out.
Oh, she's so humble.
What? A ticket for real?
Oh, she's so
Thank you.
happy.
Thank you.
She's so cute, dude.
You're
I like
welcome,
this.
Miss Fortune. Now, let's go find a boat to the Fox. Remember?
Ooh. Sparkle.
It's
This is so cute.
Welcome to Phantasmagoria. Oh, thank you.
She's so cute. Oh wait, can I like talk? Can I like inspect the ghost? I can.
A ghost? Damn, that's creepy.
Miss
Wait, but, like, half of her
Fortune,
friends are
please mind
ghosts.
your language.
But I got scared. It's totally understandable.
Maybe it's because this is like it's
That's
not
no
as
excuse.
humanoid.
Okay.
Okay.
A creepy clown? That's
No, 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 no.
creepy.
That was very creepy. Balloons. Wait, the balloons. Look at the balloons.
Oh, balloons. I love balloons. Just so you know that I love balloons.
We have
Okay,
one?
Miss Fortune.
Have a balloon?
Hey, you from the other side.
Ah,
Misfortune deserves
yeah, I'll
to
be
have a fun
fine.
time. So try
Yeah,
to
but that
make
doesn't
the
mean I
right
can't let you
choices
know that
for
I'm
you,
here for
all
you.
right?
I trust that you'll be okay, but it doesn't hurt to let you know.
I just have one ticket, so I can just ride one ride. I'm gonna look around first.
All right.
The pumpkin sparkle. I used the sparkle 50 times.
Now, once I saw a documentary on TV about hot dogs.
What the
And
fuck?
now
Oh shit.
I don't
Oh my
want to
god.
eat hot dogs.
Oh, that's understandable.
Sorry about that. I was just trying to pull your leg.
If you do it one more time,
Oh, you can see the
I'll
string.
just shut my eyes tight and see nothing.
And see nothing. Sparkle. Aw,
This
it's
looks
like...
like Benjamin, but creepier and
It's kind of cute. The person on stilts. Oh my god, there's so many. Ooh, a carousel. Sparkle. I'll run around a little bit. We're a child. Then you say the 7 a.m. like it's 2 a.m. For me, insomnia. I know quite a lot of people that do that because of insomnia, or they're just depressed.
Okay.
But fair game, Pocky.
Freshly made candy is delightful.
Ah, yes. Too bad we can't afford any.
There's some candy on the ground. I could use the party hat to make my own mixed candy cone.
Come on, Misfortune. Don't even think about it.
I'm
That's kinda
doing
gross.
it.
It's kind of
Ugh.
gross.
Are you really gonna eat some?
Please
of it?
don't eat any of that. Yeah, I'm gonna eat some of it.
Of course, it's free candy. Delicious.
She's a kid. What can I do? Oh no, the cigarette butts! There's cigarette butts in that! Oh my god, there's tablets, there's pills! Ooh. We fucked up. Oh. I recommend it though. Not even trying to watch on Scarlet. Ah, oops. I don't think I was supposed to do that. What happened to my dad? My little heart. Oh, she's so sad. Oh, poor little misfortune.
My heart hurts.
What is it, Misfortune?
I don't know.
I took
think
a bunch of
candy
drugs.
Made me feel bad.
Well, I told you not to eat it.
Yeah, that's true. Silly me.
Just throw it up. You'll be okay.
Happiness to misfortune.
Yeah, she's fine. She's fine. Yeah, see, she's fucking great. Hold on. She's fine. Horror house, interesting.
Before we leave, don't you want to use your ticket?
Ah, yes, my ticket, of course.
Misfortune. Yeah, her name is Little Misfortune. Okay, so there's the horror house, and then there's the carousel. Is this league? Wait, did I talk about the pumpkins?
The mean children at school say that I have a pumpkin head.
I can see the resemblance.
The what?
Nothing.
Huh, okay.
That's fucked up. The carousel. I want to do the carousel. I think the carousel could be fun.
Check out those sweet unicorns.
Yeah.
Look, little baby sweet unicorn. This is your family. Say hello.
Fuck yeah, and I have the unicorn.
Okay, now say bye-bye, and we'll go.
Is this the ride you want
Yes.
to spend your ticket on?
Yes.
Yes,
All right then. Have a pleasant ride.
Thank you. It's so cute. Yes, and it has like sparkles. This is perfect for her. Yeah, she looks so fantabulous. Uh-oh, is she gonna throw up? Oh, she looks a little nauseous. I think the other one might have been too scary for her, though.
oh, I don't feel
It's a little blind box.
But the ride went too fast. It was fun.
All right, good. Take a deep breath and you'll soon feel better.
If you puke, it's okay.
Good, good. Now, let's go find that boat.
The boat.
Okie dokie.
Okay, I'm okay.
Sparkle! Yippee! Alright, let's go find that boat. I know what the whorehouse. It was Hero. They're trying to. The ghosts are trying to warn us of something.
Ah, there's a bunch of games
Now with real
here.
bullets,
Can
what the
I
fuck?
play one?
Oh, of course. You must play one before we leave on the boat. I just love it here, don't you?
Who doesn't? I want to play a game now.
Okay, but all these are like kind of like fucked up.
This one is free. I want to play it.
Oh, please do play it. Play it as much as you want.
Really? Alright. Well, check this out. Now with real bullets. Fancy.
Fancy. Oh my god. Oh my god. We did it.
I think I broke the game.
It looks like it.
Oh.
Okay. So we'll just play all the games. We're gonna play all the games.
Check this out. I can get a reward ticket if I win. I'm gonna play this.
Please, go ahead. I can't wait to see what it's about.
It's obvious what it's about, Mr. Voice.
Are
Oh,
these
shit.
tiny foxes like Benjamin?
They're so
Games of
cute.
foxes. Pretend
Hold
they
on.
all stole your eternal happiness and
I just wanna
whack
take a
them,
picture. It was really
whack them.
Okay.
Up, down, left, right.
Head
Oh.
down. Head down. Sorry. Oops. Boing.
I got a reward ticket. Yes.
Yes, I won.
Great whacking misfortune.
Play again? Yeah, I want to play again. One more time.
Head down. Oops. Head down.
Pretty damn good at this, guys.
Boing.
Woo! Okay. I'm sure there might be other games. I'm obviously really good at that one. So if we need to farm tickets for something.
Mr. Voice, can I get a balloon? Because my mommy never gave me one. So maybe you can give me one.
Well, you know we can't afford any, but look, what's that?
A floating balloon. Fancy. Is it for
Fancy.
me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Grab the balloon. The balloon. We saw a balloon.
Here's my luck.
Oh,
Oh.
misfortune. I'm sorry about the
How the fuck did you grab it that it just popped?
Thank you anyway.
Poor baby.
Sweet.
Wait, there's
a
a-
fortune teller.
Use reward ticket, leave. Okay, wait, there's one. So use one ticket for that. And then how many tickets are for these? I want all
Check
of
the
them.
sweet rewards.
One,
A good
five,
one,
6?
Oh, sweet. Let's see.
7. I need to go get 7 tickets. I want to give her all the balloons. I know, right? I'd give her the pink one. Pink one with the little cat face. I think I'd give her that one. Okay, so I gotta get 7 tickets. I gotta get at least 7 tickets.
Head down. Oops. Head down.
Hog.
Oh no, I missed. Boing. Sorry.
Can't believe I missed one, guys. I still got the reward ticket, though. Okay, 3 more times.
Sorry. Oops. Head down. Sorry. Boing. Oops. Sorry.
started a new edit though, Barcelona edit. Ooh, pretty. Fuck yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. Hope you're having fun with it.
Head down, boing. Oops. I'm too slow.
Ooh, fuck.
Sorry. Boing.
I fingered the wrong button. Have a preview? Fuck yeah, if you want to show us. In the fridge? Fuck yeah. Okay, let me just win these tickets and then we'll watch it.
Damn it. Head down. Sorry. Boing. Sorry. I'm too slow. Oh, damn it. I didn't win.
Damn.
Well, you can try as
Okay.
I just need one more. I just need one more ticket.
Oops. Boing. Boing. Sorry. Oops.
Fuck yeah, I did it. I have 7 tickets. Okay. Really quick, let's watch the thing for Pocky. I want to see. I want to see. I think it's in my. Okay, wait, hold on. Boop. Okay, there we go. I like the timing of it. Ooh. The lighting is nice. Oh. Ooh. Dude, this makes life look so romantic. I love it. Great job, Pocky. Great job again. Oh, it's so cool. Yeah, I feel like what do you call it? I'm an insider. I get to see all the inside edits. It's really cool. Thank you, Pocky. Thank you. Fuck yeah, we got a little preview. We're so special here. Alrighty, let's try the fortune teller. After that beautiful edit, maybe we'll get a good fortune, Why is the screen shaking? Yugoslavian music? I like it. Nah, I'm good. The rest of my tickets are for my rewards. I'm gonna get the doll. Is that why this is here? Is that why this is here? Maybe. Nothing. So cute. Came here because of the war. Oh, sorry, Bonky. Well, hopefully, like, the vibes here can help you escape. Ooh, we got a coin. Cool. I don't know what any of this is for, but I got it all. I bought everything. Ooh. Sparkle. Now the ghosts and the skeletons are happy. Alright. Swan Lake. 1 gold point? 1 gold mint. That's what we have. My parents are Bosnian. No, I was born in Vienna. But my parents are oh, that's so cool. I mean, that's normal for you, but that's like cool. It's really cool to me. I don't know. I just think it's cool. Well, I'm glad that you were born, and I'm glad that you got to hang out with us. You're really cool. We're going to get ferried across the river Styx. This is a cross the river Styx boat, bro. She just fucking chucked it on at his head. She just like, fuck yeah, here you go. Mm-hmm. The Kraken. Forever. Oh shit, he moves. I don't know if he would stay still or not. We're going across the river Styx. Oh. Is the Kraken available for petting? Damn, really? A callback to the... Mm-hmm. No, he slapped you, but... What a romantic. I don't like how spooky the music got. There's a lot of crows in the background. Yeah. I feel like that means where am I? Or something around there. Like where? What? What? What the fuck? Why did he jump out of the boat? That's fucked up. That's crazy. Now I want to make her ask more questions. More questions, just to prove him wrong. Oh, look at all these toys. This one looks like Bugsy. Bubsy? The snail. Oh, it's Hero. Sparkle! It's just a little extra. Sparkle! Sparkle. Just one more. Just one more for good luck, you know? Third time's the charm. Oof. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, I got out. Oh, thank god. Oh, there's a fucking monster, asshole. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, fuck you, asshole. Benji. I just fell over, man. I wanna get up. I don't know, Benji's just kind of existing, man. Sparkle. I fucking love Sparkle, man. Yeah, tell her that you think. Keep running after Benjamin. Fuck him. Oh shit. Oh no. I forgot to unmute it. I'm sorry.
Okay. Who left the bear trap here anyway? I haven't seen any bears.
Well,
I'm sorry. Thank you,
I
Rainer.
don't want to point any fingers, but it was obviously the fox. Also, I don't like the fox. I have what you call foxophobia.
Is that true?
Yes, I swear. Now, let's focus on the eternal
That doesn't sound too
happiness
real.
again.
Alright.
Okay, maybe I'm gonna stop trusting
This
Benji.
makes me think about Babsy, you know? Did I show you Babsy the teddy in the secret spot? He will be very sad to know about this, you know? These bear traps. Because he's a teddy bear. He lives in a world of fantasy where there are no bear traps. And if he will go in the woods, he will see this and not know he's dying. Now I see Babsy being killed by a bear trap. That's how it is now. He's dead. Babsy died.
What are you talking about?
About Babsy, don't you listen?
Let's keep going now, Miss Fortune.
Bye,
It's
Babsy.
okay,
Trapped dead in the bear trap.
Just gonna. Yay! Now it's a nice bear trap. Couldn't do anything
Let's see
wrong.
what this one says.
Yeah, let's put the thing in there.
It's stuck, huh? The elimination of primate will dissolve the filth of the beyond. Oh, really interesting.
The what?
It's
Yes.
stuck, huh?
Okay, well I guess that's where it's staying. The doll. The games you enjoy.
The games you enjoy, you can have them all. Oh, nice.
We found.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
We found number 5, right? Oh, let me look at my achievements. Yeah, we did. Okay.
So, Miss Fortune, I have a couple of questions for
More
you.
questions,
Are you
man.
ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Wonderful. Now, just be honest and think about it before answering. First question.
Aurora Borealis.
Do you believe in magic?
Yes.
Yes, I do. When Mommy and Daddy scream, I go to my secret hiding spot And in my secret spot, they never drink juice and never scream at me. That's magical, don't you think?
Oh, yes. Yes, it is, my sweet child. Moving on. Second question. Do you trust me?
Sure. I think she does. I don't.
I guess. I can only hear you in my head. And I trust my own head. So yeah.
That makes me so happy to hear, Miss Fortune. Well, anyway, now for the third question. Are you afraid of dying?
Probably. I think she probably would be.
Yes.
She doesn't understand it.
I don't know if I will like being dead. It's like too mysterious, you know? What if I can't bring my glitter?
Well, I guess you'll find out when you die.
I don't like the way he says
Looks
that.
like there's going to be a storm.
Oh no. I hope it doesn't rain that much. I don't like my feet getting wet.
I don't trust the voice in my head. Why would I trust you? She's a little baby. You don't know.
At that, I think we're here.
Benjamin,
Stay cool, Miss Fortune.
I'm cool.
I'll keep an eye out here while you go inside and look for clues.
Oh my god.
I'm sure that the fox has hidden the eternal happiness here. Make
The
sure
fuck?
the cabin
Okay, that
is
door is a little
empty,
fucked up. I don't
and
think I
if you
trust
see
anything
the
anymore.
fox, run.
Alright.
Okay, good.
Oh, it looks like Benjamin's good at cutting wood. He must be so muscular.
He doesn't have any clothes. You know what he looks like, hon. Alright, let's go in this house.
Be brave, Miss Fortune.
I have a weird feeling this ain't his house.
Okay, I will look
Okay.
around. Maybe I can find my eternal
Maybe it
happiness.
is.
If Benjamin has it, I ask him to share that prize with us, and everything
I think
will
actually
be
it might
fine.
be. Maybe it's like, this is like, you guys can't see it, but in the doorway, hold on, can I like move out of the way? In front of the doorway, there's this like, kind of like a salt pattern, and I feel like that's to make ghosts not stay in
A
here.
video player. Fancy.
Like, so like, the voice in our head isn't staying outside to like protect us. He's staying outside because he can't come in,
Let's
like, literally.
Benjamin's on TV. Is that the monster?
Uh-oh.
Damn it! I broke Benjamin's tape.
Well, we could probably fix it if we have a pencil.
Maybe I can fix it.
Yeah, we just need to find a pencil.
What
So it works against ghosts and demons.
Is
Yeah.
that Benjamin's diary?
So I think like we're safe. I'm gonna read it, dude. I'm a little girl. I'm gonna read that shit. I'm a little
I'm
girl.
just gonna have a little look inside.
By Benjamin Julianus Red
By
Fox.
Benjamin Johanalius Red Fox. I knew his name was Benjamin.
Oh, very good. And this is a symbol he was drawing in the forest. Hold on, I ate a grilled fish cracker.
So Benjamin's not from open fields? I bet he has an accent. I love that in a fox.
Oh my god, it's the Deedle worm from Franbo. I must make dangerous mission must be done. Is what I trained to make. Nervous but is okay. I has study and bigger confidence. I travel from Senersti to Pandora when fog appears. I pack things and food, no information on how long stay. I rent cabin until work done, my task important. Boss told me many victims in town. I need courage. After a long walk in fog, I arrived to a city called Open Fields. Tiny town, has good forest. Cabin very nice, has TV, kitchen. I sleep sofa. I decorate cabin. Fish balls smell funny. Ate mushrooms in woods. I refresh after sleep. Try find parasite. Parasite, do not find it. Day 1 failed.
Parasite, you say?
Many victims gone missing in Parasite game. I can't help. Feel sad. I send message to boss. Some victims not coming to Senersti. I see Parasite. It scared me. I also not eat more mushrooms. Stomach ache and much gas is no good. Don't eat this mushroom again.
Who
Okay.
are the victims?
It must be the children. So I
Benji's
knew you could.
afraid of the
I'm just saying.
parasite.
Benji had that look to him, you know. You just had to trust him. Mushrooms,
Oh,
serious
poor
danger.
Benji.
Don't not feel good, dangerous mushroom. I stay home because wood and do tea and root soup, good taste. I do dolls for victims and pictures if she sees them good. Parasite recognize Morgo code. Okay, well, I feel like I have to write that down. Hold on. P-01012222. Oh. P-01012222. Okay. I likes to play. I has guide 4 steps. Carriage tomorrow, now rest till stomach good. Feeling no stomach aches, only gas. I help missing victims in town. Morgo, know I'm here. So Morgo is, I think, this beast. And I think Morgo is the man that's talking to us. Morgo play old trick many times, but it make mistake. One victim can hear its voice inside her head. Victim code misfortune is nice code. Morgo can't have her say boss. Morgo can't have her say boss. She must be rescued. But I follow steps. I saw Morgan take shape. Scary.
Missing a voice? It's the monster.
Boss send me message. Oh, it's us! Boss send me message. Watch victim house. I sleep outside house. Hide in trash. I find parasite. It did not come today. Big trouble. Misfortune watch me. Strange. Why she see me? She big eye. I run away. Felt warm in stomach. Maybe mushroom trick. Oh, he likes us. He likes us. I see Morgo play old trick again. Victim don't realize all is again. Must courage and stop parasite this time. I send many victims to sender sea. I got level 2 protector. I confident. Now I has prime eve illumination king. God dang.
All is again? Oh, shake out Benji's stick.
I try prime eve illumination cane in woods. Fun. I feel courage. Practicing to help misfortune. I see she makes too much talk. I think she fun and strong. Morgo confused by charms of misfortune. I did video picking wood and parasite came. But I'm courage now. I am scared only little.
Yes, I know how to talk. He loves me.
He loves me. I message boss. I'm doing it today. All steps followed. Prepared breakfast tea. Funny feeling with tea. Herbs from wood are fun.
If Benji has a boss, he has a job. Then I can be married to him.
I am courage and feel confident today. I am ready. So he has a level 2 spell now. Cool. Major key to cooperate. Learning how to be great. Death after life. The upside down of being a spirit animal. The fun stories of a boring man. When hatred wants to be loved. The meaning of love. Aww.
It looks like Benjamin likes to educate himself. I like that in a fox.
I like that in a fox.
That tea smells like roses and lemon. I bet it's called Benjamin.
That sounds really
lemon.
nice. Roses and lemon.
Because I can almost smell his boss blending the ingredients. Maybe I should try it out.
They said the tea was weird. But yeah, I'm drinking it.
It definitely tastes like his fluffy paws. Delicious.
Uh-oh, I'm feeling weird. Uh-oh.
Ugh, I feel weird.
Oh shit. I keep drugging our girl. Cute! Aww. Does he have so many flies around him though? Aww. That's so cute. Uh-oh. Something's trying to tear us apart.
Benjamin?
Uh-oh, I threw up.
What? Oh.
Oh, we had PB&J sandwiches. Sparkle.
Look at that. Benjamin looks so pretty in that hat.
Looks like a little cowboy.
Benjamin, I'm really
I drank your
sorry.
tree. I broke your video player.
But you stole
I read your
the
diary.
eternal happiness. It was promised to me if I beat the game. I really want it back. We can totally share it if you want. Are you afraid of the thunder, Benjamin? Don't worry. You can hold my hand if you want to. Oh, what are you? Is this a kiss? Is this really happening? What is that? Your diary. I'm sorry if you're upset because I read it, but I was curious. Is it the monster in your diary you're afraid of? I think I saw him too.
What about it? Am I supposed to click on something? Okay, I don't think so. I'm just
You can't hide the children.
I gotta go. Follow Benjamin, man. That sounded scary as fuck.
Are you rescuing me, Benjamin? Like if I was a girl in trouble?
We gotta go, bruh. I'm not fucking with this. No, sir. No how. I'm good. They used the blue text, which was Mr. Voice's text. I've tripped. God damn it, girl.
Benjamin, where do you go?
Oh, why are there so many sharp things on here? Wait, what's this?
Oh no, is this Benjamin?
Mother help!
Oh, hi, potato. How are you? Hi, hi.
There's a hole behind the painting. Hello?
Sparkle. All right,
I
let's go.
can't reach it. I'm a little
Oh.
lady, you know.
You're right. There's a stool right here, though.
Uh-huh. Such a clever little lady.
Good, just chilling. How are you? I'm good. I'm playing Little Misfortune for the first time. Really playing all the
Time to use
classics.
my ninja skills.
Oh.
Shh, little butt crack. Be quiet. This is a ninja mission.
Is it because of the tea we drank made us gassy?
Benjamin, are you here?
This is very spooky. This game sounds weird with the stream in the background. How so?
So it was Benjamin.
Is she farting? Because she drank the... We made her drink the tea that makes you gassy.
So nice. Maybe he put them for that monster.
Yeah, I can see that. This is food. Rice.
Kind of fish balls? This is like sushi balls.
He says it tastes weird, though. In his diary, he said it tasted weird. Oh.
This is like sushi.
Okay. There's a vault. Is there anything else we can look at?
A picture of a key. Interesting. My ninja senses are telling me to climb up on this chair.
Yeah, let's climb up on the chair and then open the painting. Now we open the painting.
A real ninja lady always touches everything. A secret button.
Push the button.
Alright then, I push the button.
Oh, okay. Her face.
That was easy.
She's like,
Alright, time to find Benji.
oof.
Oh, that was unfortunate. I hope things get better when I get the eternal happiness.
Oh,
Okay, Miss Fortune. Let's finish this. Get up, Miss Fortune. You are stronger than you think.
She's just having a bad time. She
You
ate
were
the
knocked
entire
down
time. I know.
before.
She's just having a
Did
bad
you
go
let
of it.
that stop you? Get up, Miss Fortune. You can do it. Because you are the little lady Miss Fortune.
Very cute.
Okay, I'm out again. Anyone
Ooh.
here? Benji? Mr. Voice? I guess I'm alone.
Sparkle.
Oh, a baby deer. So sweet.
Can we pet this one? We could pet it! Yay!
Dream come true. I'm petting the baby deer.
Sparkle! Oh no, Benji stuff.
Is that Benjamin's bag? Benjamin? Are you around? He must be in trouble.
I'm very disappointed in
Tell
you.
the deer to kick her.
There you are.
Damn.
Have you
Nah, they
seen
usually just run away from
Benjamin?
here.
I think he's in trouble.
Didn't you hear what I just said? I'm very disappointed in you.
Mr. Voice, please stop playing games. You have lied to me all the time, and that's very sucky. I trusted you.
What are you talking about?
I read what Benjamin wrote in his diary. All of it. You're the one taking the children, and I'm not the hero of this game, right? I guess the eternal happiness was all a lie.
Stop this nonsense. We have to keep playing my game.
You can't make me.
Yes, I can.
Stop that.
Then play with me. You need to find your eternal
What a
happiness.
bitch, bro.
I'll give you
Pushing a
two.
little
It's at
girl.
home, waiting
She's
for you.
8.
I'm sick of that eternal happiness. I don't want it anymore.
You can't say that. That would break the rules.
She already said
You
it.
heard me. I don't want the eternal happiness anymore.
I won't tolerate this behavior. I'll be waiting for you at home.
Now, tell me where Benjamin is. What did you do to him? Freaking monster. Let's
Get
see
his
what's inside. Maybe a clue where to find Benjamin.
Look at the
At
doll.
the end of the road, you will realize you already signed the deal. A deal, you say?
Oh, she did say deal earlier, so I'm presuming that means for a student of the University of Sensor-D's Technology, Protector Course, 3-step guide, 3-step guide to exterminate parasite from the beyond. As the ultra reality forms in hand with the concept of time, new realms outside of the constituted free 5 realms of essential existence have appeared. After the ultra war, thousands of beings were discovered as a byproduct of the war. They created for themselves a new realm we refer to as the beyond.
Oh, this is really mysterious.
The beyond is, in simple terms, a place of extreme absurdities with no logical laws of physics. We can't allow such beings inside the free at the moment, since the foundation of our reality is based in the energetic and ethical values of the ultra reality before the ultra war. The beyond is still a misunderstood realm. We haven't yet found the pieces to connect with it in a logical manner. The few patterns we recognize are the behaviors of some visitors, also known as parasites. They normally enter the third reality, aka Pandora, and seek fresh meat to lure into the beyond. Okay, so the voice is the parasite, and that's why we need the protectors. The protectors are the ones with the capability of seeing. Oh, and the parasite must also be the evil guy from the last game, and the protectors are like the skull guy and Benji. The protectors are the only ones with the capability of seeing the imbalance between realities and using the tools available inside the ultra reality. Protectors will help victims and guide them to Sensor D. The guidance provided in this book must be followed with great responsibility. Never skip a step. For each victim the protector returns to Sensor D. The protector will be rewarded with new levels, tools, and more steps to follow. Step 1. The protector must locate the victim, the parasite Morgo. Evaluate the victim is in need of, if so, then proceed to step 2, need of assistance checklist. The victim seems to have forgotten his or her identity. The victim is already dead but does not realize it. The victim believes the illusions of the beyond are real. The victim sympathizes with this parasite.
The parasite.
Deforms reality into absurdity. Parasite seems friendly yet lures his victim to play dangerous games. It shapeshifts into a human animal creature. It quickly learns about the environment, language, and culture are not an issue for this parasite. Large flocks of blackbirds will appear in the parasite. These birds are the eyes of Morgo, giving him an overview of his playing ground. Use the surroundings to help the victim be aware of the parasite. The protector can, for example, write and paint simple messages in public spaces to increase awareness. It is strictly to interact directly with the victim. It could lead to irreversible trauma inside the victim's mind. If the parasite kills the victim, you will need to proceed to step 3 immediately.
Paint? I like to paint.
Okay. Prepare for direct contact with.
With the what? Now I will never know.
Damn. This is baby Benji.
Is that Benjamin as a baby? Oh, so cute.
Okay, well, it didn't really give us that many clues. But we can sparkle it. Alright, let's get out of here, I guess. Oh shit, it's Benji. What was step 3, Benjamin? Misfortune, yippee, yippee!
Alright, I guess I'll take the train back home.
Aware of Morgo.
Now when I look at this, I can see what Benjamin tried to warn me about. He knew all along. Such a foxy boy.
Such a foxy boy. Sparkle. Okay.
Okay, I'll wait here. Waiting.
It's almost like 1 a.m. it looks like from the clock.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to myself. So, Misfortune, how have you been? Okay, I have this like weird day. I saw monsters,
Whoa.
I saw dolls, I saw Benjamin. And
I think she's
then
doing the
I
thing that
went to
Fran
the
Bo
zoo
did where she was
and
able to
everything
talk
was
to
everywhere.
alternate reality
And then I
versions of herself.
realized Mr. Voice had lied to me a lot. And he took Benjamin. And now I'm alone. I don't like being alone. Wow. Sounds like you had one hell
You talking to the
of a
realest
day,
motherfucker in the
Misfortune.
room?
The train is here. It was a nice chat, Misfortune. Talk to you later. You go, girl.
You go, girl. Huh. Oh shit, it's Hero.
Ah, I wish I had my coloring book with me.
Oh.
Hello, Hiro. I didn't recognize you. Such a coincidence that you're on the same train as me.
Uh-huh.
You know, I had a big fight with the silly voice in my head. But I don't think it's a voice anymore. I'm sure it's the monster. I saw it in a book at Benjamin's place. Really creepy. Have you ever heard voices in your head?
Consequence.
I know, Hiro. What
Beware of
does
the
it mean?
consequences.
It's the monster! Leave Hiro alone!
Help, 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 help.
Hiro, hold my hand! No! Hiro!
Damn, damn. Damn. We weren't able to help Hero escape from the monitor. He got took, he did.
I hope I get to see Hiro again. I wonder what that monster did to him. Now I have to walk all the way back home alone. This is the last time I follow a voice in my head. If Benjamin was here, he would walk with me.
He would. He would. Are we gonna kick the can the whole way home? No.
Benjamin was warning me all the time, but I couldn't see it. I wanted
I had my doubts.
so bad. I'm a silly little lady. That's what I am.
What about this?
At least I had fun at Phantasmagoria. I'm gonna tell Mommy about it. Ugh.
So many cans.
Ugh.
Wait, no. I want to kick it the other way.
Ugh.
And then Oh, I can't get back? Oh, man. Hello, adults.
Excuse me. I'm talking over here. Well, if that's how you treat little ladies, then give yourself a fuck.
If a kid said that to me, I'd pay so much attention. I mean, I'd already pay attention, but still. Shit, we're already back home.
Huh? Where's the car? Is Daddy gone again?
Sparkle. Just in case the kiddie pool's gone. Uh-oh. Sparkle. I'll sparkle at the doors while the just one more time. Alright, there we go.
We got
3
red
times for
lights. I like them.
all spooked.
Mommy, I'm back. Hello?
Wow, all the decor gone in a day. That's crazy. Just gonna...
What's that sound? Benji?
That sounds bad. I'm just gonna keep sparkling. There's just one more sparkle. Alright. Mom. Are you... I'm just sparkling up the hallway. Looks like we lost a bit of decor.
Hello? Mommy? Benji? What happened here?
Congratulations. You reached the end of my game.
Leave me alone. I'm looking for Mommy and Benjamin.
There's no eternal happiness for you.
I don't even care anymore.
Of course you care. You know your mommy needs it. It's your responsibility.
No, it
Yes,
ain't,
I guess
dude.
you're right.
No,
Good.
he's not.
Good.
You're a
Ready
kid.
for a new game?
If I play along, would you give me back Benjamin?
I guess I will, but only if you truly commit to the game.
Fuck off, bro.
Splendid. You will love my new game.
This guy sucks.
I'm still
Whoa.
This is Miss Fortune. She's a wonderful child from a not-so-wonderful family.
A little sparkle for you, and a little sparkle for you. Wait a minute. Didn't I do this already?
What? No, you're not doing this correctly.
Then you say something about me dying today, which is totally not true, by the way.
Wait, stop talking, please.
Are we going to play another game, or is this like what? I don't understand.
If you can reach the end of the game, I'll give you eternal happiness.
And then you say deal, and I say yes.
Stop ruining this.
Eternal happiness? No deal.
Wonderful. Fantastic. Ready to... Wait. What?
No deal. No. No.
How about this?
It's very interesting.
What
He
if
turned
the
time
fox
back.
was waiting for you in the hallway.
If the game is about Benjamin and you leaving me alone, I'll play along.
Sure. I promise. You know the way.
Do I? Do I? Because you seem kind of like an
Mr.
ass,
Voice
but
scares me again, I'm gonna run and hide in here.
good idea.
Huh, is this a new dance song? I have a little hunch that Mr. Voice is the monster in my closet.
I still love the friend bow dress in the closet. It's a very nice touch.
Okay, I'm just gonna play his game one last time.
Man, I don't want to break it again. God damn it.
Oh no, not again. You promised he wouldn't.
That was a beautiful
Oh,
example.
shut the
You
fuck up.
lied to me. I don't want to play this game anymore.
Fine. Let me come up with a new game to play. New game. Knock knock. Who's there?
No, I don't want to play with you anymore.
Yeah, fuck off, man.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
You're scaring me. Stop it. Leave me alone.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
Oh, we're leaving.
Knock, knock.
We are going to our hidey spot.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Knock, knock.
What happened here? My secret spot. He won't find me in there.
Yep. Fuck him.
Knock, knock.
Fuck him, bro.
Who's there?
Hidey spot, hidey spot, hidey spot.
Open this door right now, Miss Fortune. We have a new game to play.
No, I told you already. I don't want to play with you anymore.
Set your boundaries, girl.
Oh, sweet unicorn. Please take me to your rainbow kingdom.
So now we're playing hide and seek. I love that game.
No, leave me alone.
All right, just so you know, my game is the only thing keeping you alive.
Is that one more of your lies? I will live forever with Benjamin, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Will you please stop talking about that fox? He's been trying to take you away from me all the time. And his ugly paintings. Ugh.
Oh no, you don't talk like that about my Benjamin.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm done with you. I want you to leave. Right now.
You don't have a clue about what's going on. This is not the last game you play with me, Miss Fortune. This is only the beginning. You silly little child. Another toy for my collection. You're mine to play with for eternity.
I'm sick of you being a bully.
Oh, now she's
You'll see,
holding Bugsby.
Benjamin will come back and save me.
No, we made a deal. You crossed the path, and now you're
Leave me
mine.
alone.
Woo!
Benjamin.
How did you get here? There's nothing you can do. She belongs to me.
This is sick.
Benjamin?
Go, Benjamin! Yeah, kick his ass, Benji!
No.
Yes! The level 2 spell goes hard! Dude, that was sick! And this game get all medals since Benji became a hero, man. Oh, the cows. We win! Oof. Looks like I had some juice and I knocked the fuck out.
Is everything back to normal now? Benjamin saved me. Benji, are you around?
Oh no, was he stuck? Is he stuck in the eternal, like,
Benjamin, did you go outside?
damnation of fighting the guy?
Morgul is coming. Open your eyes. He's the voice in your head driving you mad. Well, now I know what to call Mr. Voice.
Yeah, what a fucking name, Morgo. Not spooky at all, man.
I guess I have to rebuild this. I'll make some improvements. But first, I want to find Benjamin.
Okie dokie, we'll go. Just wanted to sparkle it up a
Benjamin?
little.
Where are you?
Sparkle this up a little bit. Morgo sounds like a Saturday morning cartoon villain. It does, doesn't it? Oh, the pot that I broke. It is broken. Huh. I'm gonna spruce the place up a little bit. Oh, the door's open. Still October 11th?
Mommy?
Okay. So around the same time we... Uh-oh, what's
Mommy,
happening?
I'm back. Mommy, don't ignore me. Are you angry because I couldn't get the happiness for you? What's happening? Mommy,
Oh no!
this must be a bad dream.
Oh, the poor baby. Oh shit, it's us! No.
Is that... Oh no, what have I done?
Poor baby. Oh, it's all Margot's fucking fault, dude. There's Benjamin though.
Oh, Benji, you're back. I thought I lost you too.
Oh.
What's this? What's happening? We need to go? Alright.
No. I don't think I have any more sparkle in my
Benji, wait.
pocket.
Are you taking me somewhere else? Because I have nothing against it, but I have to talk with my mommy first.
Yeah. Poor thing.
Mommy, I'm going to go somewhere else. With Benji, okay? He's the fox that I like. I'm a little lady, you know? That's what I am. I guess I was your little misfortune for a while, but you need to find your own happiness now.
Oh, fuck.
I love you forever.
Oh, fuck. This is all I really love, but you died screen after you crossed the street wrong at the beginning. Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Fuck, man. That sucks. She's magic. Her face, bro. She's like, what the fuck? Alright, let's go. Bye, Mom. Damn. Oh, poor baby. Poor baby. Oh, shit.
Wait,
Okay,
stop, Benjamin. Where are we going?
Yeah, where are we
Benji?
going, Benjamin? Not evil, are you, Benjamin? Not gonna double cross me, are you? I'll smack you over the head with that cane you got. Any more sparkle? Yes! Come on. For good luck. Sorry, sprinkles. Good luck.
Oh, Puppy! I'm so
It's a party
happy
dog.
to see you again. Wait for me, Puppy.
Yippee! One for the puppy. Is she out of? Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, are you out of it?
Oh,
The pinecone people. The one for the pinecone people, okay. The needle worm. One for the needle worm. Well, you see the heads? I forgot what they're called. Start with an E, I think. The beetle pig. Oh, the baby beetle pig. 2 for the baby beetle pig. Sorry, 2 for the baby beetle pig. Oh, we're going to censor deer. Oh, and the thingies. Yeah, because he's like, he had to walk through the fog to get from censor deer to the third reality. Oh, it's that guy. I forgot his name. Fuck, I forgot his name already. He was picking the fire berries for his machine. One for him. I love this puppy. I forgot what the fog place is called, but you have to be careful. Because in the fog place, things want to eat you. Just one for good luck. Okay, let's go. There's a thing over there.
Oh.
Is there one that I'm missing? Looks like there's one that I'm missing. Oh, wait. Aw. I missed one, yeah, one! I'm not going back. I'm not going back. I'm not.
The fog, you defeat him.
I'm not thinking about it. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not thinking about it. I got them all.
I guess Mr. Voice game is over.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't even miss one. Hey, Benji! Holy fuck, I can't believe I missed one. Come on, okay, what if I just... Can I sparkle right here? What if I sparkle right here? Can I sparkle right here? God damn it, I can't believe it's one! Ah, I was so thorough. Fuck! Whatever, man. Yo, what the fuck? Spark the portal?
I'm a little late.
Game ruined, I know.
Misfortune. That's who I am.
Lady Misfortune?
Yes, you could say that.
I like her name.
Good.
Or her voice.
Step inside. We were expecting you.
Sparkle the portal. Oh shit, maybe. Hold on, wait, I can go back. Wait, I can go back still. I can still go back. Hold on. Oh, I can't go back. Nothing? I can't. No! Fuck, man! God damn it! Sparkle? No. Shit. Oh, I was so close to getting them all. I thought I was thorough enough.
What is this place?
I think it's the ultra reality, right? We're in the ultra reality. Damn! I finished it in one fucking sitting. I thought this would be a sitting for tomorrow as well. Well, maybe we'll play some off tomorrow then. Maybe we'll stop our off let's play. Damn, I liked this one. I will say I did like the kind of like almost like fetchy quests, the kind of like puzzles in Franbo a bit more. But I did like that there was voice acting in this one and that there was like, I don't know, it was a little more streamlined, I feel like. Speedrun doing true ending was at the, I didn't even mean to. Yikes forever. I love that. That's awesome. That was really good. I like that. I didn't even mean to speedrun. I was just going at the pace that, I don't know, felt good for me. Like, I thought I looked at everything. I'm wondering, like, which one I missed, though. Benji is Ben. There's a child screaming out my window. Extras. Cinematics dolls. I get all the dolls. I think I got all the dolls. Pog. Art gallery, cool. So like, which one? Win all reward tickets. Wait, what does that mean? Get all your fortunes told. Give them a little treat. I wonder which one I missed. Music forever. Oh, there was a way to give mommy the eternal happiness. Ride all rides, but we only had one ticket. Very nice though. I'm glad that was fun. I wanna know what the other ending was like, so I'm gonna look that up real quick. Let's look up the other endings. Actually, this was the wrong tab. Hold on. YouTube. I wanna know what the other endings are. Not Franbo. Little Miss Fortune. All endings. Whoa, they made this different. Where does the difference happen? Hold on. I just want... Remember, this is the one we got, I think. This is the one we got. And then she got hit by the car. Is it this? I think it might be this. Yeah, they got all of them. Okay. Is that the eternal happiness? If we got all the little thingies, would that be the eternal happiness? Damn, I can't believe I missed one. That's so fucking... I'm mad. Yeah, it went to home. And then fixed mom's heart. Oh, we gave her eternal happiness. Okay. I don't know where I fucking missed one. I feel like it had to do with that fucking fish, man. That fucking fish. Cause I didn't take the fish, and so I didn't get to meet the Kraken, so I didn't get to pet the Kraken. I took a picture of the Benji fox though. Look at the. I just like how they drew this. I thought it was very cute. Fuck yeah. Robbed. I know. It was like the one. Like, hold on. Little misfortune. All glitter locations. Where is this? Oh, let me play some music. All right, hold on. Where's the one that I missed? Open the fridge door. Reveals a soup. The kitchen. The car. The dead crow. The puppy. I think we did George. I don't remember. The statue in the water fountain at the zoo. I think that's the one we didn't do. I think we didn't do the statue in the water fountain. Left the dog stand. To the left of the dog stand. The hanging decorations. Yeah, I think it was the statue at the water fountain. That's the one I don't think we didn't do. Maybe. Yeah. Damn, bro. Oh well. Good game. I liked it a lot. The next game I planned to play was Off. I was planning to play that next week though. But I don't know because I was gonna play it for the what do you call it? The charity live stream that we're doing. We do have a key to another game that I played the demo of, but it might be a bit long. It's called Glitch Blanker. We could play that one tomorrow. October 15th. Cool, the embargo is gone, so we can play it. It's just a thing about big slapping, and it's kind of fun. It's very interesting. It's got a lot of different, like, game styles in it and art styles, which is kind of cool. So we might play that tomorrow. I don't really know though. Well, at the very least, we'll probably do like art or something tomorrow. Cause today we gotta go do Dragonlance, and is Havoc streaming right now? I don't know if Havoc is streaming yet because it's a little early for Dragonlance. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I didn't really I thought that was going to take me like 2 days to finish, but I guess it's only, let's see. I think I wrote down how long it would take to complete because I wanted to make sure that I would have, we get D&D tonight. We do get D&D tonight. It is Dragonlance tonight. Yeah, they're already in the Dragonlance chat actually. Okay, cool. But yes, we get D&D tonight. I wrote it down. Hold on. It was, yeah, Little Misfortune is 5 hours compared to Fire Emblem 7. And it was also more streamlined. So we might play Glitch Spanker tomorrow. Otherwise, I might take a small break and play like I don't know, the Minecraft horror mod pack or something. That might be fun. So for now, I think that's what we'll call it for today. I'm gonna go give you to Moira, who's doing some fun art. If you want to see me on another channel, I will be at Havoc RPG channel. Let's shout him out. He played Enshrined Havoc_RPG. He played Enshrined one shot on Tuesday, which was really awesome. Super appreciate that. If you haven't checked out the Kickstarter, you can check it out. It's still live. It'll be live till I think November. And we got fully funded, which is amazing, but we still have some stretch goals, so it's pretty cool. But check me out over on Havoc's. Otherwise, I hope you have fun with Mowo, and let me put the raid in there. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys again tomorrow for fun games. We may not do TikTok family time because I think some people are sick. But I love you guys a lot. Here is the raid message. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night. Good night and goodbye. Thank you for the baby.